Hey y'all, it's Garth, the Big 615. You're going to hear the newest that country music has to offer. At the same time, you're going to hear the newest that the country classics have to offer. I want to hear the new single from George Strait, and I want to hear it right beside the new single from Luke Combs. That's the thing we call the Big 615.
Download the free TuneIn app from the App Store. That's TuneIn. Or ask your device to play the Big 615 on TuneIn.
Have you or a loved one been injured in an accident? Are you struggling to recover fair compensation? Look no further. At Phillips Law Firm, the experienced personal injury attorneys will fight for your rights and get you the justice and compensation you deserve. They handle a wide range of cases, including car accidents, slip and falls, medical malpractice, and workplace injuries. Justice is a phone call away, so don't wait. Call today for a free case review. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Well, Nick Cage is, this guy's, so far, I'm kind of digging his resurgence.
Okay. I still haven't seen that movie about him.
Oh, The Unbearable Weight.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a fun movie with him and Pedro Pascal. He's got another one called Renfield, and it's a sort of a vampire movie, which kind of, reminded him back in '88 because he did that comedy Vampire's Kiss.
Oh, that's right. We saw the trailer for it. It looks actually kind of fun. This new one.
The Renfield one?
Yeah. I don't remember the Vampire's Kiss movie.
Yeah, he had to eat a cockroach in that one.
Makes sense.
Yeah, which is like, I
Is
didn't
that a
know.
vampire thing?
I don't know. Did he play Renfield in the Vampire's Kiss? Because Renfield is kind of like he's under Dracula's spell and he eats bugs. Through it all.
Because I was about to say, what does it make sense? I was like, that's a random thing. Okay.
It's kind of like he's like transitioning between human and vampire. So that's kind of what he has to feast on.
I didn't know that vampires, their diet consisted of insects.
Apparently.
I had no clue. And it's weird because in Vampire's Kiss, that's what he did. He did the cockroach, but I guess he's saying that his co-star Nicholas Hoult, who's in Renfield, said, what I did back then, Nicholas took it to another level by eating a potato bug for the film.
Oh, yeah, I ate it twice because the director did it just to prank me. But, I'm not one to give advice, but he ate a potato bug, so he took it to another level. But he ate a real potato bug, which is terrifying to me. And so are cockroaches. Right. I'll never do that again. I'm sorry I did it at all.
So the director pranked him by having him eat...
I don't. Yeah, that's.
Do it again, Nicholas.
Yeah. We need to recut that.
Yeah, you're a pain in my ass. Do it again.
Yeah.
And when did Nicolas Cage all of a sudden start sounding like a more mature Charlie Sheen?
Ooh, yeah, I can hear that a little bit. Yeah.
I was banging 7-gram rocks and finishing them.
He has like his voice dropped, but it sounds like Charlie Sheen when he's talking.
Oh, that's not a good sign.
And a little Aussie in there too, like a little mumbled and muffled. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he kind of looks like Ozzy in some of these Renfield shots from the movie. It looks pretty phenomenal. I can't wait.
Yeah, it looks really good.
He looks awesome.
Yeah, I think it's getting good reviews too.
I'm always one for a good Dracula or vampire parody. One of my favorites was the one with Leslie Nielsen, Dracula Dead and Loving It.
Oh my god!
Oh man,
I've never seen that one.
That's an oldie.
This Renfield one gives me a lot of vibes of that one. Just kind of parody, but also kind of scary, kind of funny.
Yeah, see, I like that. Drag Me to Hell was a movie like that where they were doing the whole horror movie thing, but it was also slightly comedic as well.
Drag Me to Hell was awesome. Yeah. That was a great movie. Yeah, this Leslie Nielsen one looks really campy, I'm all for it.
Oh, so it's the naked vampire, basically?
Pretty much, yeah.
It's like Mel Brooks. It's all.
Oh, Mel Brooks? Yeah. Okay, well, there you go.
He's got the cheesy fangs, and it's old Leslie Nielsen, too, so yeah.
Oh, yeah. So we got.
Has he ever been young?
You know what?
Had he ever been young?
I would never know what a young Leslie Nielsen looked like.
Vicky, if you care, just go search a movie, Forbidden Planet. You will get to see him play the role that he has made a parody his whole life, but he played it seriously. It's a science fiction movie from the late 50s.
And Leslie Nielsen looked the same age for about 30 years.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this looks amazing.
Oh yeah, you got to watch that. Yeah, but yeah, Leslie Nielsen at one time was a young guy and was going after a chick with some other guy in that movie. It was like they were fighting over this one woman. Yeah, and he was a young dude, and here's the thing though, he was Leslie Nielsen, and he was still doing the same kind of acting that he did in Forbidden Planet. Like he had that same sort of, Drummond kind of feel to him, but this was serious. He wasn't trying to be a parody.
Hot damn, Leslie Nielsen.
Are you looking at... Okay, I just had the dumbest thought. I just saw the picture and I go, wow, it looks like a younger version of Leslie Nielsen.
Isn't that amazing? Wonder how they
Crazy
did that.
how that is.
It's probably CGI. It's a deep fake, maybe?
I wonder if anyone ever told him that. Yeah.
Kind of looks like a cross between Chris Evans and Bradley Cooper in some of these. I'm here for it.
Yeah, see that? There he is there from Forbidden Planet.
And a little Daniel Craig.
That's why
I see Daniel Craig big time.
Yeah.
That's why I want to see the Renfield one, though. It just gives me such vibes of, like, all of it.
Just dumb, campy horror film.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, you want to hear more about bugs? Because Nick is still eating bugs.
Yes, I do.
He's still eating bugs.
But if you could get rid of your fear, your phobia of eating insects, you could solve world starvation. High protein, no fat, excellent nutrients, abundance. They're everywhere. I mean, why not? But nope, not going to happen.
All right, for real, he's Charlie Sheen.
That was Charlie Sheen.
That was a total Charlie Sheen-ism.
You're absolutely right, man. He's got the Charlie Sheen delivery down.
I have a different brain. I have a different heart. I have a different, I get tiger blood, man. I expose people to magic. I may forget about them tomorrow, but they'll live with that memory for the rest of their lives, and that's a gift, man.
No, not gonna happen.
Wow.
Yeah, he's like a slower version of Charlie Sheen.
He is.
He's like Charlie Sheen, on like Quaaludes as opposed to cocaine.
I was about to say Quaaludes. Nobody says Quaaludes anymore.
Right. I was like, heroin's a little too aggressive.
Yeah.
Let's go Quaaludes.
Yeah. That's what we've needed. We've needed Charlie Sheen on Quaaludes.
You borrow my brain for 5 seconds and just be like, dude, can't handle it. Unplug this bastard.
No, not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
The Nike slogan doesn't say, just try it. No, just do it, man.
Oh, it's in abundance, but no, not going to happen.
Yeah, I have zero interest in getting my protein from bugs. I'm kind of with Charlie Sheen. I'm with Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, and something, I know other cultures do it, and it's just a matter of like somebody recently brought me back a snack from another country, and it's a snack they have everywhere in their country, and I was like, I tried it. I just don't want to do this anymore. What was it? It was sort of like a peanut barley mix, and I was told they have it with
nut
beer.
Barley.
Yeah, it's they have it with beer and they have it with coffee, which is very. So I can see like a beer nut thing. There were like very few peanuts in this thing.
But there was bugs in it?
No, there weren't bugs. But I'm just saying it's a snack from another country that.
Do you dip it in the coffee or beer?
No, you know how you have like nuts at a bar?
Yeah.
Yeah, this was just fried barley and peanuts, but the barley fried up this way just did not agree with my system.
Fried barley.
Yeah. And so it was, my point being is that they love it in that country, and I'm just like, no, I can't do it. So it's the same thing. I mean, if you're raised on it, it's probably okay.
Right.
But, with the insects and all, but yeah.
I could do bugs if they prepared them and to not look like bugs. Like they have those like cricket. I think we've tried it before.
And they were horrible.
I didn't try them. I was not interested, but I know exactly the ones over at the Mariners game.
The
bars.
I was talking about like they used to have like protein bars.
Yeah, they were on Shark Tank. These people.
Hard pass on those too.
We tried the Shark Tank ones, I think, Danny. And I did. I did not like it.
Yeah, well, again though, if they prepared them in a delicious way and they didn't look like you were eating a cockroach, I think I could.
You mean chicken fried cockroach? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, sure.
Or if you slap some sour on it, maybe. I like anything that's been turned. I hated Mike and Ike's, but you make them sour into Zowers, and they're delicious. So maybe I need some like sour cockroaches.
Right. Okay, I'll see what we can do for you.
Probably not.
I mean, they have gummy worms. How about gummy worms that are real worms?
Yeah. We have ways of getting our protein that don't involve bugs. Like if the only way we could get our protein was from bugs, then okay, maybe I'll try and figure it out.
Zero fat, man. We can end world hunger. They're everywhere.
You're not causing trouble in the world, and so
we're causing trouble. These poor bugs are now being eaten.
They're in abundance, brother. Not going to happen. Steve's not going to do it.
Then there's no chance.
Try some Tiger Blood then.
I'd rather go party with Charlie Sheen than go anywhere near. Well, duh. Okay. I don't know. Some of his parties get kind of dark.
Yeah, they do. Here's a potato bug. Hey, huge news since we're talking food. Let's get off the bugs. Let's get on the burgers. McDonald's has just announced that they're actually changing their burgers, including the Big Mac.
What?
Okay. Steve will tell us all about this. He's got
the McCockroach.
Oh, the McCockroach burger. All right. Well. Yeah, he's got the mix report for you at 6:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
What you watch depends on what kind of mood you're in. Sometimes you're craving comedies like Friends or South Park, and sometimes you're more into dramas like HBO's Succession and House of the Dragon. There's also cooking shows like Chopped and Beat Bobby Flay, and even movies like The Lord of the Rings and Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Well, Max is the streaming destination that has the best of entertainment for whatever mood you're in anytime. And plans start at as little as $9.99 a month. Max, the one to watch. Subscription required. Visit Max.com.
T-Mobile's network can help keep you connected to all your favorite podcasts when you're out and about. Whether you're an early bird looking to dive into a daily news podcast or a night owl who wants to catch up on the latest reality TV drama, T-Mobile will keep you connected on their strong and reliable network. T-Mobile covers more highway miles with 5G than anyone. So if you need great coverage, especially when you're on the go, check out T-Mobile. Find out more at T-Mobile.com/CY. That's SEEWHY.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
If you're hearing an informative newscast right now, well, then you must not be listening to BJ and Migs. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Migs Report.
Well, thanks, you guys, and thanks to Palace Law for giving us the Migs Report today. Oh, big day. Get your taxes done. It's tax day.
Oh, that's right. It is.
Has everyone gotten their taxes done here?
Of course.
Vicky's kind of, Did you or not?
I haven't finished them. I got to finish them today.
So you're one of the 6%. I saw some that said 6% of people are going to be working on it tonight.
Yep.
I'm like, who are the 6%?
Me.
Vicky.
That's the people that like, I never understand the people that like to do them themselves. I just, you know what?
Oh, I do them myself, but I do it, like literally we get our W-2s on January 31st. I do them February 1st.
Do you do? Yeah, really?
Yeah. I just go through it real quick.
See, I'm always that person. It's like, okay, New Year, I get the W-2. I'm like, I'm getting this done quick. And I think last year I did because I needed the money for certain expenses. Like we were trying to get something, I think, for Tatum for her room or whatever it was. Sure. But every year I'm always like, all right, going to get it done. Then it's March. I'm like, got to get it done before April. And I think it was like April 5th I finally did it.
Well, I
still got it done. Yeah.
And see, BJ, when you have no assets or anything, it's really easy to do your taxes really quick.
Oh, yeah? Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was going to say, BJ, yours is probably a little more complicated, although I'm very lazy. Even though mine's not that complicated, I'd rather just swing by.
That's fair.
Just drop it off and be like, call me if you have any questions. I love post-pandemic, it's so much easier because you just drop off all the paperwork and I don't even have to sit in a room with them.
Nice.
I love it.
Yeah, that's what I love about it. Even, I don't care how easy it is. Here you go.
It's one less thing I have to worry about.
Yeah. And then if they screw it up, some of these places, they're the ones that have to talk to the government on your behalf.
Not that it's ever happened to me, but I'm always waiting for that. I'm like, you talk to him, Mr. Block. He's the guy you need to talk to.
Yeah. I got audited one time and it wasn't fun because I was like, I got to go get Mr. Block to help me.
Yeah, but so if you haven't done it yet, Vicky, you might want to hurry up. Also, if you get a phone call from the IRS saying, hey, we want money or whatever, don't believe it. They never call.
Oh, they never call.
And if you also get something from the IRS saying that they're part of the BJ and Migs show and they're trying to give you a prize, also don't believe it.
Yeah.
Because chances are the IRS and BJ and Migs are not trying to do that to you.
Nope.
So just want to let that out there, just in case you needed to know.
Don't believe the hyphen, okay?
Don't believe the hyphen.
It's not BJ hyphen Migs. Did you know? That's not real.
Quick aside on that.
Yeah.
Have you realized how many fake now BJ and Migs pages there are?
Oh, there are more now?
Oh, yeah. There's like 10.
Oh, no.
It's insane.
Oh, I didn't realize there were that many.
Yeah, Ryan Castle posted a post on KSW's Facebook page just to be like, hey, just so you know, these are not BJ and Migs pages. Like, there's a whole bunch.
Oh,
and it's funny because they all use different profile pictures. Some are just like me, Danny, and Bowie. Other ones like you and Danny wearing like the tie-dye shirt.
And you and I. What do they all say?
They just say BJ-Migs show. Although there is the one that's called Migs BJ, but that's like a personal preference.
Oh, right, yeah.
And, you have to subscribe to that.
So they have 10 different BJ-Migs pages.
Give or take.
Wow.
And, of course, no matter how many times we report them, Facebook's like, no, these are legit.
Yeah, they're 100% legit.
Completely scamming people. Totally cool. Hey, it's also, speaking of us, it's International Amateur Radio Day.
Oh, nice.
One day we'll become pros, guys. One day.
Well, that's why. I mean, aren't there better shows to target and try to scam people?
That's what I would think.
Why is it our show?
You know what I think it was? It all came from that one post that got like 11 million views and like a million comments. Yeah. I think after that, they're like, this show has traction with their fans.
That sucks.
Whippity dippity.
Or they looked up your net worth and they just know that this is the page to go after.
Yep.
My net worth has fallen. I think they got the wrong guy.
No, it went back up.
What am I now?
11 million.
Woo! Look at me.
Nice. Well, post-wedding, you've been able to save your money.
Yeah, baby.
You probably got your tax return back.
I'm almost there.
Nice. Congratulations.
I'm almost all the way back. I was at 20-something, wasn't I, at one point, Danny?
Yeah. Well, it's time for you to buy us some McDonald's, BJ, because this is huge news. McDonald's, they're changing their burgers, including their Big Mac recipe. That's the big story. Big Mac getting more Big Mac sauce. Oh. According to one writer for People magazine, apparently they're going to make it a more messy pub-type burger than their, quote, run-of-the-mill drive-thru thing. So you got more sauce on your Big Mac burger.
Okay.
I'm okay with that because the Big Mac sauce is what makes the burger great.
So the burger itself is going to be that. Are they changing that or just the sauce?
They're not changing the burger itself.
Okay.
No, so you're just going to get more sauce.
Well, I mean, I do like more sauce.
I think they posted a picture. We probably can find it somewhere of just like how saucier it is now, BJ.
Oh.
Make it more difficult to probably eat it while driving, though.
Yeah, you got a good point there.
The buns are also changing. They're going to be softer. They're going to be pillowy buns that are freshly toasted to a golden brown.
Ooh.
Like I like my ladies.
Well, that just means I got to go try them all out, don't I?
The cheese is going to be meltier, according to the story.
I do like good melted cheese.
The onions are also changing.
Oh, what's a change?
The onions, instead of tossing them on at the end, they're going to add them to the burgers on the grill to create more of a caramelized flavor.
Oh, yes.
Which, you know what? I'm all for that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like raw onions, but I like caramelized.
Same. I hate raw onions. I hate the taste, but when you get them caramelized, it's delicious. Also, it's not just the Big Macs. They're going to apply this to the hamburgers, the cheeseburgers, the double cheeseburgers, the McDoubles.
Yeah.
So a bunch of their burgers are going to have better cheese, caramelized-ish onions. They're going to unveil this. They've already unveiled it in a few West Coast cities, including here in Seattle, Denver, Phoenix, Las Vegas, LA as well, and it's going to be everywhere by next year.
So we have it already here.
That's what they're saying, yeah.
Oh, I have to go try one. I'm excited.
They're also possibly bringing back, it looks like, the Hamburglar.
Oh.
There's been a couple commercials where you kind of see him checking out the new burgers in his binoculars.
Look at him. There he is.
And then he's going to steal them. So it's good to see him back.
Yeah,
back in the mix.
Yeah.
Crime is back.
It's really good.
That's not the only big news today. The other news, we talked about it recently, and now it's been confirmed. Soundgarden, they were able to have a big, I guess they were able to settle all the lawsuits between them and the Cornell estate, mainly his widowed wife, Vicky Cornell. And apparently they put out a big statement. We already heard about it, but it was just a rumor, but it looks like the rumor is true. They are now working together to get the unreleased music that he was working on with Soundgarden, I think like 7 songs, out to the masses. So hopefully we'll get that pretty soon. So that's great news for us Soundgarden fans that will finally get to hear some of the stuff that they were working on before Chris left us. So that's great to hear. Mariners, not great to hear.
No, you called it yesterday. You said those Brewers were a good team.
They are very good. They just crushed the Mariners 7-3.
Yeah,
not
Chris
a good
Flex
showing.
said, maybe we don't pitch him anymore?
Yeah, and Jared Kelenic did not get a hit, unfortunately, so his hitting streak ends. But they're back at it tonight. Logan Gilbert's on the mound, so hopefully he'll play as well as he did in the last time when he played against the Cubs. He had a really good start, so let's hope that continues. But the big story tonight, it all starts. Your Seattle Kraken, first time ever in the playoffs at 8:17 this morning. We'll be talking to John Forsland, getting really knee-deep into the playoff hopes and all of that. That game is going to be on, it says Root Sports and ESPN, so I guess it depends on where you live.
Okay.
But it says it's going to be on Root Sports, so I'm going there, BJ.
All right.
I always get nervous with these things, but apparently most of the games are going to be on Root Sports, so that's exciting. And I've got some good news and some bad news about the Kraken.
Okay.
So EA Sports, which puts out the NHL hockey game for video game consoles, they do just like how we have, Madden does a simulation. They did a simulation for the playoffs, right?
Okay.
And your Seattle Kraken, according to them, are going to the Stanley Cup Finals.
What?
Unfortunately, they're losing to the Boston Bruins.
Well,
4-1.
Still going to the finals?
That's what they say. They say we're going to win.
Says?
They say we're beating Colorado in 7 games, baby.
Whoa.
That would be amazing. So,
wow.
Wouldn't that be great? Oh, I'd be so fired up. But, and then they're going to move on to take on the Stars, and then they're going to move on and take on the Oilers. Speaking of the Oilers, they had like a 3-1 lead with 8 minutes left in the game, and they seem like they're one of the powerhouses in the NHL. Like, I truly believe it would be a Bruins-Oilers finals because they're the 2 best teams. Kings come back, tie it with like 17 seconds left, and then win the game in overtime.
Yeah, that's not good.
I love playoff hockey.
Yeah, that is so not good. If you're Edmonton, you're like, wow, we let that get away.
Yeah, let those two beat the crap out of each other. So
I'm for that.
Yeah, because that'll be the next round battle. I'd imagine, or no, that would actually be if they would go to the conference finals. So never mind. But still, beat the crap out of each other.
Either way, we want them tired.
And you know what, the Kraken? I know they're a brand new team. This is the second season for them. So you're like, oh, they don't have much playoff experience. But man, we have 7 Stanley Cup winners on this team.
Yep.
We got Burakovsky, granted injured, but he's supposedly week to week. So maybe he'll be. If they could get past this round, we get to see him. Vince Dunn, Yanni Gourde, Grubauer won a cup when he was with the Capitals. Martin Jones, our other goalie, also won a cup. Schultz, Schwartz too, and Burakovsky, Gourde, and Schultz also won multiple cups.
So when they say act like you've been there, they're like, we don't have to act.
Right. I mean, that's a great thing. That's another testament to how great Ron Francis has been with putting together this team, making sure that you have players that have playoff experience. And not just playoff experience, but Stanley Cup experience. So hopefully Grubauer just shows up and shows his old team, this is what's up.
That would be great to have Gruby get hot.
That would be so awesome, dude. Last night in the NHL playoffs, Minnesota, they beat the Stars, and that game went on forever. Double overtime.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a fun story because the Wild once were the Stars were once the Minnesota North Stars, and then they went to Dallas to become the Stars. So it's a battle of 2 teams that had ties to Minnesota.
Oh, yeah. That's
Minnesota.
Cool. And is it sudden death, like when in the playoffs?
You just keep playing.
You just keep playing until someone scores a goal.
You play a full 20-minute period, and if you don't score, you take a break, you come back out, and play another full 20-minute period.
Boy, that can be grueling.
Dude, so when it goes to triple overtime, that's a full game. Yeah. And that happens a lot in hockey.
Well, this is another thing, because I think we will face the winner of that series. Is that correct? If we go on?
Yes.
Yeah, so boy, that'd be great if those 2 guys get exhausted.
Yeah, keep beating each other up. I'm all for that too. Yeah, absolutely. And texters are saying, yep, the game will be on Root Sports. The Mariners game is on Root Sports Plus.
Oh,
how about that?
Wow.
All right. Nice that the Kraken are getting top billing, as they should.
Yeah.
It's playoff hockey, baby. Carolina beat the Islanders 2-1. Your Bruins, of course, they beat Florida 3-1. And like I mentioned, the Kings, they rallied. Tonight also, I'm excited to watch. I mean, obviously, I'm going to be watching the Kraken game, but before that, the Devils-Rangers series. Oh. That's going to be a battle.
Yeah, look at you. You got a little love for the Devils.
Man, not a lot of people have a lot of love for. I don't know if you ever heard of this pitcher for the Toronto Blue Jays. His name is Anthony Bass. He's a relief pitcher.
Oh, I don't know much about him.
Well, he's not that great of a. I mean, obviously he's in Major League Baseball, so he's good enough to be in there. But he went on social media to complain about something, and I think he was hoping that all the people on social media are going to rally with him, because everyone loves to complain about airlines.
Yeah,
like something. Oh, my flight got canceled, or this or that, and more often than not, people are like, yeah, these airlines suck. So he goes on, decides to take a shot at United Airlines, saying, I was stuck in an airport for 8 extra hours yesterday due to United Airlines delays, and I can wholeheartedly sympathize. This is someone I was talking about. Apparently, he was complaining because his 22-week pregnant wife was traveling with their 5-year-old and 2-year-old, and they asked her to pick up the popcorn mess that was left by his youngest daughter. So he puts up a post about this, and he wrote, "Are you kidding me?" And he shares the story, and everyone's just like, yeah, dude, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to clean up after your kid. But he was kept doubling down. He's like, no, they should be doing it. They gave us the popcorn. And then people are like, well, you chose to open it and fling it around the floor. So it's just been kind of funny watching all these people just losing their minds on him. And then at some point, he finally says, thank you, everyone, for your support, even though most people weren't supporting him. United Airlines is taking care of matters with the flight attendant internally. And someone's like, you're going to get this person fired for that? And then another person wrote, if someone deserves to be fired for not doing their job, it's you. And then they posted his stats.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, like a 7 ERA this season.
Nice.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's just like, yeah, dude, that's, what do you expect?
What?
They're not the cleaning crew. And that's why they go around up and down the aisles during the flight to pick up all the mess. That way they can make a quick turnaround.
That's a Will Smith moment right there.
Kind of is, right?
Because here it is. She's pregnant and traveling alone with a 2- and 5-year-old. that's really the issue. Is she's like, dude, I am overwhelmed. And he's like, sorry, I'm playing baseball. Can't help.
Well, and also someone says, what, your pregnant wife still can't reach down and pick up popcorn? 22 weeks.
Yeah, well, listen, I've never been pregnant.
Well, we've had the guts like a pregnant woman.
I know that my wife has had to travel with both kids when they were like with that age, and I know it was not easy.
You got a 5-year-old. They're old enough to pick up popcorn. Like, hey, listen, pick up that popcorn.
Oh, they can, but they have the attitude, so they probably won't.
And also, again, I'm not saying he should go on social media and complain. I'm just saying that he's feeling guilty that his wife probably was like just exhausted having to travel with those kids and everything. And he's like, well, I'm going to show them. And it's not the flight attendant's, like they got people come in and clean a plane. It's not the flight attendant's job to clean a plane.
And it's like a quick clean, though. Like they just really
that is.
Fact, because they got to get people off and get new people on those planes quick.
If you don't clean your own tray, you're kind of crazy sometimes because there's stuff on there. And they don't get to everything.
I do love that one person just simply tweeted, clean up after your kids, you weirdo.
Yeah, again, he wasn't even there and he's Will Smithing it. It's like, dude, look, it'd be nice if you would clean up after yourself. It'd be nice maybe if, you didn't have your wife take planes. I don't know why she's doing that, but okay. Without him, you know what I mean?
It's not like she's incapable of flying.
Oh, dude, I am not traveling.
22 weeks. How many months is that?
5.5.
5.5.
Dude, I am not traveling at 5.5 months pregnant with a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old. That's a beating.
Well,
I'm not doing it.
Lucky you'll never be pregnant, so we're good.
I don't think I would do it even if I wasn't pregnant.
Could you imagine BJ pregnant?
No, I can't.
No.
Yeah, that's why I got a little empathy. I'm not saying that he should go on and yell at the airline because it's like you really should clean up after your mess. But I also know how exhausting it is to travel.
Maybe you should get on Twitter and support him.
Oh no, I'm supporting her. I think he's an idiot.
Hey, as far as weather, 50 degrees. We're going to have some rain today, high of 50 degrees. Thanks to Jersey Mike's, the sub above, for giving us a Migs report. That's what's up. And go frickin' Kraken.
Yes.
It all starts tonight.
That's Kraken Hawken, baby. Or hockey. Or Hawken. Yeah.
We're Hawken Louis at the Kraken game.
That's what we're doing. Hey, listen, whatever we got to do.
Dude, if you go to their Instagram page, the Kraken, they have like one of those, like, really cool, over-dramatic promo videos that just gets you all... It got me all sorts of fired up last night. I almost couldn't sleep because I started thinking about things. I'm like, that's awesome. Tomorrow's the day. And it's just like, no one believed in us, but we believed in us.
That's awesome.
I was like, oh my gosh, you're getting me really happy.
Well, yeah,
we don't need them to believe in us because we believe in us.
It just seems like yesterday we were hoping we'd get a team. And here we are in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. That's fantastic.
And they got the Kraken flag flying over at the Space Needle.
Did you see Bowie up there with his beard?
Yes, he had a playoff beard.
Yeah.
Did he really?
Yes.
So
I have not seen that. I have to see that picture.
Oh, I'm sure it's up on there.
Man.
On Bowie's Instagram. I got to imagine.
Yeah. Well, what a great success story for look at that beard. That is pretty sweet.
It's on the Kraken's social media pages. And then they had the dude from Train up there with them.
Random.
I think he has Northwest ties.
That makes sense, but
it was random. Also I was like
little drops of Jupiter people.
Yes,
I didn't know they had Northwest ties. All right,
yeah, Patrick Monahan is it or something?
Oh yeah. He's the lead singer, isn't he?
Yeah, that guy.
Why? And he's a Kraken fan, I guess. What's he?
Well, he's at least wearing Kraken gear.
And how did he get up on? Yeah, but who was he to get up on? Unless
he's in charge of the elevators now. I'm sure he has no problem paying his bills with what he's accomplished with Train.
Unless Train, are we using one of their songs as some sort of rally thing in the?
I think he might just be a fan.
Yeah.
And wow, see what it's like
when you pulled some stroke because he's from around here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. If he's from around here, I guess it kind of makes sense.
That's my guess.
We never bring him up when we talk about the Seattle music scene or anything, though. Train was a good band.
He wasn't born and raised here, but he does currently live, according to Wikipedia, in Issaquah.
Oh yeah, there's one person even said the lead singer because somebody even wrote, this is awesome, but why is Train raising the flag? I'm just curious. I look it up and I'm like, oh yeah, that's that Hey Soul Sister from 2000 or whatever. Yeah. But they're from San Francisco. Shouldn't they raise the Sharks flag or something? I'm lost.
Maybe he was just in town. They probably have a list of people they call, and they're just like, everyone's out of town, guys.
They're like, dude, Macklemore's not available.
We got the guy from Train.
What about Marshawn? Marshawn's not here. What about this? No, he's sadly passed away. But what about that guy? No. But the guy from Train lives in Issaquah.
Yeah.
Let's call that guy.
He says he could be here in about 35 minutes.
Well, I'm glad he's a fan.
BJ, you were next on that list, but the guy from Train answered, so sorry.
I am a little upset about this because, I think we should have been called before the Train guy.
I think we give the Kraken way more love.
We sure do.
than the guy from Train.
I mean, we should talk to John Forsland about this today. It's like, why does the Train guy get the call?
Because, John's in charge of who goes up there with Bowie to raise the flag at the Space Needle.
John knows Bowie.
He does.
You guys also know Bowie. I think you two should really be like, what's up, Bowie? Why didn't we get the call?
Yeah, we're one step away from getting from Bowie, so I don't think we should.
Yeah, we're borderline restraining order with Bowie. Because, he posted Bowie posted a picture of all these great pictures of him over the season with fans.
Yeah.
We were on it.
You never made it one time, huh?
And I feel like we had some moments.
Yeah, we did have a lot of moments.
So I feel like he's doing that to not encourage us.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, one more try. Just one try, guys. Let's get up there, man. You guys can do
Did you see the picture of Bowie hanging out at the Fremont Troll?
Yes. Oh, that's cool.
That was pretty awesome.
Oh, look, you know what? Bowie's everywhere.
Oh, look,
except
top, it's the guy from Train right there. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, Bowie is everywhere.
No, that's Chumbawamba. He's also there.
Oh, yeah, because he lives in Chimicum.
Yeah.
Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one wrong.
What country has won the most World Cups?
What country? I'm going to go Mexico.
No.
No, sir.
Spain.
No.
Nope. America.
No.
Wow. Yeah, sorry, buddy. I will give you credit. You did guess Brazil on another question.
I did.
So you were really close. At least, Brazil was on your brain.
Brazil was on the brain.
You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-803-ROCK. We're playing Beat Migs at 647 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. If I can't afford to pay my bills, how am I going to afford attorneys and bankruptcy fees?
One of the things people ask me all the time as a bankruptcy lawyer is that how am I going to pay all these fees and costs because I'm here because I can't afford to pay my bills? And of course we understand that. I mean, being in the bankruptcy field. But one of the things to remember is that if you decide, once you make the decision to file bankruptcy, you can stop paying on all of the creditors that are going to be included in the bankruptcy, and those are the funds that you can use that you have been paying your creditors to pay your attorney fees and court costs to get your case filed. And once your case is filed, you're not going to have most of those payments anymore.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Hey there, it's your friend Stormy Warren here, and I want to invite you to my new home, the Big 615, exclusively on TuneIn. It's the official home of country music broadcasting live from Nashville to the world. Get the latest on country music, from your favorite artists to the hottest songs climbing up the charts. Oh, and it's commercial-free. Hear it all on the Stormy Warren Show, weekdays from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. Central. Download the free TuneIn app from the App Store. That's TuneIn. Or ask your device to play the Big 615 on TuneIn.
Have you or a loved one been injured in an accident? Are you struggling to recover fair compensation? Look no further. At Phillips Law Firm, the experienced personal injury attorneys will fight for your rights and get you the justice and compensation you deserve. They handle a wide range of cases, including car accidents, slip and falls, medical malpractice, and workplace injuries. Justice is a phone call away, so don't wait. Call today for a free case review. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. And I don't think the Mariners were wearing our baseball tees last night.
No, they were in the wash.
Yeah. You got to get those baseball tees to celebrate the Mariners and actually give them some mojo. We can't see them fall all the time. We got to see them rise. So let's get that done. And we do have these awesome looking baseball shirts, 3/4 sleeves, home and away version. And you can get them at the Rock Shop right now at KISW.com.
Let's play Beat Migs. It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. Beat Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa.
it's a Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday. At least Danny's back. I'm excited to see his face.
Welcome back.
I knew he was back because everything was blowing all over the place. Danny's back talking again. That bag of hot air is back in Seattle, blowing all the wind everywhere.
It's not hot, though. Yeah. I will say that being back in Pacific Northwest is the best thing in the entire world after being in 97-degree weather in Tucson.
You poor thing.
It was so hot. I was not ready for that.
That is quite a difference.
Yeah, you know what? 70 degrees, fine. 97, when you're just sweating from places you didn't know happened, terrible.
Did you see any scorpions?
No, did see a snake, though. Ran it over by accident.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was the middle of the road. Snakes should not be in the middle of the road.
That happens.
Poor thing.
I know.
Yeah. Well,
this got weird.
Snake killer.
I didn't realize we do a show with a murderer.
Yeah, I try.
Well, he was doing it for Samuel L. Jackson, I bet.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's just move on. We got Jim from Tacoma. Jim, are you there?
Hey, good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Steve, get out of here.
Goodbye. Oh, that's right. Snakes on a plane.
Wow.
I get it. Hold on.
You all right there, BJ?
No.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, anyways, for those playing at home and for BJ, Jim has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions, and he can pass all he wants, but he only gets 3 guesses per question. Are you ready, Jim?
Absolutely.
Who played the adult version of Jenna Rink in the movie 13 Going on 30?
Oh, pass.
What horror movie was the debut of Johnny Depp?
Oh, Friday the 13th.
No.
Freddy Krueger.
No.
Pass.
What type of lettuce should be used in a classic Caesar salad?
Romaine.
Yes. What romantic comedy starred Seth Rogen and Katherine Heigl?
Pass.
What color is present in almost every shot of The Shining?
Say that again?
What color is present in almost every shot of The Shining?
White.
No.
Red.
Yes.
There you go.
What city is overrun with ghosts in Ghostbusters?
Chicago.
No.
New York.
Yes. How many seasons did the Ellen DeGeneres show have?
Oh, boy.
7.
No.
5. 4.
Nope. Jay-Z and Alicia Keys had the hit song titled Empire State of what?
Empire State. I don't know.
Okay. That was 3 correct.
Vicky, Ellen had 2 shows. Do you know, are you referring to her sitcom or for her talk show?
Were they both called the Ellen DeGeneres show?
Well, that's what I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I thought it was just called Ellen, the talk show.
I'd have to check, but we got us.
Oh boy! And see what the TV show was called. And he got him wrong anyway. I think because I don't think her TV show lasted long. But
I think it was 1 season.
Yeah, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Either way, he did not.
But you're referring to the other thing.
Yes.
Okay. I'm sure Steve won't confuse that, but me,
Yeah.
I'm old enough to remember other things.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you remember things.
Well, and then sometimes I get things a little late, but you know what? It does happen.
You ready, Steve?
Snakes on a plane, baby.
Oh, yeah!
Oh.
Oh, yeah!
Who played the adult version of Jenna Rink in the movie 13 Going on 30?
Tina Fey.
No.
Sandra Bullock.
No.
Julia Roberts.
No. What horror movie was the debut of Johnny Depp?
That would be Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yes. What type of lettuce should be used in a classic Caesar salad?
Iceberg.
No.
Romaine.
Yes. What romantic comedy starred Seth Rogen and Katherine Heigl?
Knocked Up.
Yes. What color is present in almost every shot of The Shining?
Red.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
What city is overrun with ghosts in Ghostbusters?
New York City.
Yes. How many seasons did the Ellen DeGeneres show have?
9.
No.
6.
No.
7.
No. Jay-Z and Alicia Keys had the hit song titled Empire State of what?
Mind.
Yes. The Masked Singer airs on what network?
Fox.
Yes. Beginning with F, what is the term for a young female horse?
Fox.
No.
Foul.
No.
Farfanugan.
No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You dominated 7-3.
I'm back.
Nice.
Sorry, I let you guys down.
Oh, well, sorry about that, Jim. But you know what? Next time, buddy. Next time.
In the street.
Sure, whatever. Dominant performance.
Dominant.
Yeah. Felt like the Brewers.
Oh, wow.
Well, I won 7-3.
It's too soon.
Mm-hmm.
Too soon.
And it looks like the Ellen DeGeneres show, to answer BJ's question earlier, it was the talk show.
Yeah, the talk show, and then Ellen was just the regular one, which originally was called These Friends of Mine, apparently.
These Friends of Mine.
Yeah, but then it was later renamed just Ellen.
Mm-hmm.
So the Ellen DeGeneres show is the TV show.
The talk show.
The talk show. And then Ellen was the sitcom.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that wild? Because I thought it was the other way around.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, if I had to make a quick answer this fast, I probably would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
Does anybody know how many seasons there were before it ended?
Only because I looked it up.
Yeah.
20?
Close.
Close.
19?
19.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, damn, so it's tough that she didn't go for the 20 years, man.
The time flies when you're abusing your coworkers.
Does anybody know who played the adult version of Jenna Rink in the movie 13 Going on 30?
Was that Jennifer Garner?
Yep.
Jennifer Garner. She is 51 today.
Is she?
Yeah.
I feel like she's another like Julia Roberts. It feels like she doesn't age.
She does not.
I haven't seen her enough, so I have no idea.
Oh, I haven't seen her long enough?
I mean, it's been a hot minute since I've seen anything with Jennifer Garner in it.
You got to stare. That's when you can see people long enough.
You got to follow her on Instagram. She's always posting stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Everybody's always posting stuff.
Well, not me. I never post stuff.
Is it good stuff?
Well, no, I mean, you can see her face.
Oh, okay.
Here's my thing, and it's just demeanor. I know Jennifer Lopez is a very attractive woman, but I don't know. I just feel like I would think that Jennifer Garner is like a cooler person. And so, like, I don't know why Ben wouldn't be with her instead.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
that's an impossible conversation to have. Like, we don't know either one of them.
Based on her photos,
and her characters that she plays.
Well, interviews and just how she carries. And plus, I hate to say it, but J-Lo, when she dated A-Rod, I feel like that to me was like, all right, you're an idiot. Because I don't have a lot of positive feelings about A-Rod.
You recently even said you like him now.
I like him as a broadcaster, but I don't know how
him as a person.
That's the thing. I don't, but from what I've heard anecdotally from other ball players and people, and maybe because of the Derek Jeter thing that I watched, the Derek Jeter thing, I didn't like the way it came off of that. I only base it on things that I see, Steve.
I know, but that's that's probably like the 20% of a person. Like I don't know Jennifer Garner from here. Like she might just put on a good game face, but then she's like a raging jerk behind the scenes.
I think there's a famous quote, and it said something along the lines of, "You can be the most beautiful, sexiest person in the world, but there's always going to be someone that's tired of your crap."
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I'm not necessarily basing it on beauty because I think people would think that J-Lo is probably physically the better catch. But I still think that, again, it could be a false thing. But I've never seen Jennifer Garner come off bad. Have you? Has anyone ever heard anything bad about her demeanor?
I don't keep up on her well enough to know, to be honest with you. I haven't heard anything negative about Jennifer Garner, but I also haven't heard anything really negative about Jennifer Lopez either.
What about the A-Rod dating?
What is it so negative about her dating a massively successful athlete?
Well, massive is definitely a word I would use for A-Rod. I don't know if I would I'd put other words after massive.
Successful?
Well, maybe it would begin with an A and end with a hole.
Awesome.
Yeah, Again, I'm being a homer on this.
No way.
Maybe slightly.
Just a tad.
Just a tad being a homer.
See, I don't got hate for A-Rod. I know a lot of people here in the Northwest do, obviously, but I don't know him well enough to have any issue about him. He was also like, when he left this team, he was like, you're going to hate a guy for something he did in his 20s forever?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
At least you're consistent.
Yeah, very much so. Oh, yeah. There's a guy that was dressed up as a popular movie character and ended up running into the actor that played the character while on a pub crawl. Oh, that's cool.
That's awesome.
I'll tell you all about it at 7:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. There's this dude, his name is Ben, got the most amazing gift on his 22nd birthday. Here's what he was doing, man. He and his friends were all dressed up as Lord of the Rings characters for his birthday pub crawl in Bristol, England.
Ooh, who would you dress up as?
Oh man, I think I dress up as what Ben would dress up as Gandalf.
Okay,
Gandalf, because I'm going gray, so I probably would be Gandalf the Gray.
I'd be the ring guy with my precious.
Oh,
Gollum.
Gollum.
Yeah,
because I have the hair. Same hair.
Yeah. Smeagol's a little bit more sane, but yeah, you'd probably be a good Gollum.
And I could just annoy you guys the entire night. Just,
Yeah, you would.
That's all I'll say the entire time.
Ben, he was dressed up as Gandalf. And how about this? So he's on his birthday pub crawl, dressed up as Gandalf, and then he just happens to run into Sir Ian McKellen on the street. And we have this video up on the BJ and Migs page, Vicky.
Yep.
Yeah, and you can check this out. And he's like, wait, what?
What are the odds of that?
Yeah, I mean, the odds are just nuts. I mean, obviously, the odds would be better if you know that, oh, yeah, he was actually in town. Ian McKellen was doing a play in town, but he didn't know that. And he says, like, me and all my mates were walking down the street. Then I hear behind me, do you want to meet the real Gandalf?
No, he didn't say that.
Yes, he did.
Okay, this is incredible.
And he's like, he didn't recognize him immediately. Ben's like, wait a minute, I know, what are you talking about? Whoa, my God, it's Sir Ian McKellen.
Yeah, 'cause he's got like a trench coat and a hat on, so he seems a little bit more unassuming.
And so he said that Ian asked him how old he was and said happy birthday and shook his hand. Ben said, I was flabbergasted. I had no idea what to do, what to say. And what a great moment for, especially if you're a Lord of the Rings fan. If you're cosplaying like that and pub crawling, that is so amazing for you.
And a true testament to how cool Ian McKellen is. Because part of me, if I saw a group of people dressed as Lord of the Ring characters, if you're not having the best of days, wouldn't you be like, I got to get out of here. This is going to get weird.
Yeah.
And he, instead of doing that, he could have easily skated free because they didn't recognize him. He actually went out of his way to say hi.
I love that people appreciate folks that, you know, like their art. You know, because sometimes people get annoyed, like you said, or don't want to be bothered. It's like, well, I mean, I loved what you did. I mean, it's like, it's a big part of my life, this role you played, and I'm glad that Ian was cool about it.
And then he left, he walked off hand in hand with the guy.
Oh, that is
Did you see the video of that? They're holding hands.
Oh, man, that is, that is. You got to check out the video on the BJ and Migs page of KISW.com.
It's fantastic.
That is
They're
so cool.
holding hands, Gandalf and Gandalf.
It's so nice to be here for your birthday.
So sweet.
Happy birthday, and you shall not pass. That's fantastic.
It's the lukewarm topic of the day.
So this guy dressed up as Gandalf for a birthday pub crawl and ended up running into the dude that played Gandalf in Lord of the Rings, Sir Ian McKellen. Based on this, we want you to fill in this sentence. I still can't believe that blank happened to me. 206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That's the number to text. 206-803-ROCK. Fill in this sentence. I still can't believe that blank happened to me. Your calls, your texts, after audio slave on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
What you watch depends on what kind of mood you're in. Sometimes you're craving comedies like Friends or South Park, and sometimes you're more into dramas like HBO's Succession and House of the Dragon. There's also cooking shows like Chopped and Beat Bobby Flay, and even movies like The Lord of the Rings and Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Well, Max is the streaming destination that has the best of entertainment for whatever mood you're in anytime. And plans start at as little as $9.99 a month. Max, the one to watch. Subscription required. Visit max.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. A guy dressed as Gandalf for a birthday pub crawl actually ended up running into the actor that played Gandalf, Ian McKellen. And Ian was really cool to him, and they had a great time. And boy, that's awesome, man. So based on this, we want you to fill in this sentence. I still can't believe that blank happened to me. 206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That's the number to text. 206-803-ROCK.
Someone just texted, I can't believe I ran into Adam Sandler one day on the street when he was playing a show in Seattle.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you know he's in town and everything, but just to see him sort of hanging out in the street, that would be really cool.
That would be a double take kind of thing, because I think about, like, even like one time being at the Showbox for a show, and Eddie Vedder walked by, and I didn't even realize it was him until after he finally passed. I'm terrible at recognizing Eddie Vedder. I have multiple stories of, like, walking by him and not even realizing it's Eddie Vedder, and he's, like, my favorite singer in my favorite band.
Yeah.
I just don't expect to, like, just see Eddie Vedder just barreling past you, like, at the Showbox.
And then there he is.
And by the time you realize it, it's like he's gone. And you'll never see him again. Until the next time you see him and you don't realize it's him.
He's like a ghost, man.
He's just effing with me. I think he's just doing, I think that's his life goal, to keep walking by me and having me not realize it's him.
It's a very interesting life goal, but it sounds reasonable.
It sounds on brand.
206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That's the number to text. We want you to fill in this sentence. I still can't believe that blank happened to me.
Since I got courtside tickets to see the Sonics game a long time ago, and I sat right next to Sean Springs of the Seattle Seahawks. That was a cool experience. Super nice guy.
Oh, yeah. That's, and how do you conduct yourself? Because you're there the whole game, right?
I would imagine.
So that's what I'm saying.
Unless they're sucking and then you leave in the third quarter.
It's just one thing to meet somebody and then you naturally go your own separate ways. But to be next to a celebrity, I'm not sure how it would be. Like, would I be over? Would it be too much? Do I let the guy go? I mean, it's a weird thing.
I say you say hi, you have a quick conversation, and then you only speak to them when you're spoken to.
Ah,
that's what I feel like. I feel like you don't want to be that person that just keeps bugging them, especially if they're with somebody.
Yeah,
they're there with that person.
Right.
I remember, granted, completely different thing, but Danny and I, when we went to the Kraken game, and we ended up getting my buddy Munson's tickets, and we sat in 3 rows back from the ice, and it was awesome. And him and I having the best time. The guy sitting next to me was from out of town. He was from Oregon, but he was originally from New Jersey, and he was a Devils fan. It was Devils versus Kraken. And he found out that I also like the Devils, but I'm rooting for the Kraken. But we strike up a quick conversation about how cool that is and all this. And he wouldn't stop talking to me the whole night.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I wanted to be like, how do I tactfully say, hey, dude, I want to talk to my friend, not you. We're having, we came together for a reason.
Yeah.
And then I realized, about a period into it, that he came with nobody.
Oh.
Yep. And so then it's like, do you want to be that guy?
You might be that guy.
I didn't want to be that guy. But I kept trying to, I thought it was obvious. I was quick answers and back after we had a good long talk, I was like, okay, I'm done talking to you.
Dude, it's like plane etiquette to me. It's like, I don't know you and I'm not going to be your buddy for the whole plane ride, am I? I shouldn't have to be that.
Yeah, at least with that I can put my headphones on and close my eyes. You can't do that at a Kraken game.
Yeah,
I mean, you could, but people are like, what the hell is this guy doing in the third row?
It's so hard when you can't escape. See, I always feel awkward, even putting my headphones on. I feel like I'm totally being rude right now.
Yeah.
But it would be nice if they would pick up on the fact that, look, I got headphones, I got my iPad out,
right?
You brought your friend. It's like we're look, courtesy, and then I'm going to go back to my friend.
It'd be great if you look at it and be like, all right, well, it's time for me to do what I really want to do, and then put your headphones on.
I got to be more like that. I just feel like my whole life would be better if I could just be more like that,
more direct.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you'd think I would be, but I don't want to be rude because I just feel like people say I'm rude all the time, but then I end up being in those situations where it's like,
at some point you gotta be like, look, I came here to do a certain thing.
I
have a certain set of skills.
I came here to chew bubble gum and kick ass, and I ran out of gum. 206-803-ROCK, that's the number to call. That's the number to text. Fill in this sentence. I still can't believe that blank happened to me. I'm wondering about, here we got Dan over here and Roy. Dan, you are on the Rock.
Good morning, Jim.
Hello, Dan. Hopefully you're still there. It sounds like your phone just died.
Yeah, I'm kind of in a weird area out here in Roy, so.
Oh, yeah. Well, that is Roy. Roy.
I heard is there a normal area in Roy?
Yeah.
Honestly, I've never been in Roy.
All right.
I actually have been, so.
This is what you call Yogi.
All right, so what you got, buddy?
Well, I had a temp job out in Woodinville over at Mackey Designs. This is back in the 90s. And when I was going through, they walked me around the whole building, and I got to see every place in the building, including marketing. Well, as you walk into marketing, they point out on the left side of the wall there, they've got this huge mixer that just was fried. And it turns out it was Pro Jam's mixer.
Oh.
Yeah. And so that was the one experience I had from there. And
wait, you met the mixer, like the person that mixes, or the mixing board?
I got to, it was the actual mixing board itself.
Oh, that's an interesting. Well, I guess that's a celebrity.
Was the mixing board nice to you?
Yeah. How was he? Did he give you the slide off? Hey, see what I did there? Because they had little sliders there.
Yeah, you didn't need to explain that. We got it.
Oh, thanks, man. I wasn't sure. There wasn't a lot of laughs in the room. I just thought maybe you guys.
That was by design.
Understand the great comedy
bad
coming
joke,
out. Yeah. Well, all right, Dan. I don't. But you said you had. Did you meet a human at all, by any chance?
I also, besides getting to see the mixer, I did get to meet Greg Mackey.
Greg Mackey.
Greg Mackey, yeah. He is a really cool guy.
Who is Greg Mackey? Because I'm not ringing a bell on that. The name is familiar, but I'm not drawing up a face.
Okay, Greg Mackey is the one that started Mackey Designs. I don't know
The mixing boards.
Still part of it.
Oh, the Mackie. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, so you met the dude that made them. Oh, that's, well, if you're a guy in that business that loves that business, yeah.
I just Googled Greg Mackey and it came up with a rugby player. I'm like, all right, I'm not a big rugby guy, but it sounds like he's kind of a guy.
I remember Mackie mixers now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he's
Gold standard.
Oh, were you a fan of mixing boards and stuff? I mean, is that your world, audio stuff and like that?
Oh, heck yeah.
Oh, that makes sense then why you would be. Okay.
It never occurred to me until I started working for them that, oh, hey, these guys have some pretty big clientele.
Yeah.
You know, and meeting Greg, it was a topper.
Yeah. How was it?
Was it one of the places I've ever worked at?
Was it a good meeting with Greg?
Oh, heck yeah.
There we
go.
go.
The guy's a hippie through and through.
Oh, he was a hippie.
Did you ask him to sign your knob?
Yeah.
No.
What's
Okay.
that?
Nothing.
I got that though, so you didn't have to explain. You didn't have to explain that to me.
No, knob, like wiener.
But you sling it anyway. All right. Well,
I like saying wiener.
I did say I got it. All right. Hey, it's Brad in Mill Creek. Brad, how about you? Fill in the sentence. I still can't believe that blank happened to me.
Hey, what's up, boys? This is a first-time caller, and I'm also I know Migs through the Ronald McDonald Hockey Challenge. How you doing, Migs?
Oh, Brad, what's up, fella?
So, Brad, you're a first-time caller. What are you, a
Brad's
short-time?
a good dude.
Short-term listener, medium listener,
No,
long time?
he's been a long time.
Oh, very
listener.
good.
You've met Brad also, I think, at one of the charity Ronald McDonald games when you were
was he the
when
guy
you were a coach.
Did he make the mixers? That was
no. He's like the guy who keeps everything in order behind the scenes.
I do
Awesome
remember
guy.
Brad, actually.
Yeah.
Brad's a good dude. Brad, what's up, buddy?
Well, this is why I'm calling because of Migs is because I can't believe that I got another acquaintance of Jeff Aaron, the fish, here in Everett.
Oh, Jeff's a good dude.
Yeah, I was going to go see him at the radio station and just, to go talk to him, which I always used to do. I used to go up and talk to him before he went on the air. Well, I happened to go into the lobby, and before I went up the elevator was waiting for it to come down. Doors open. Rowdy Piper comes walking out the elevator. I can hear that voice. I'm like, oh, my God. I met my icon that this guy was one of the greatest wrestlers.
That's
and
cool.
After I met him that day, then I come to find out that he died. It blew me away.
Did he hit you in the head with a coconut? That's the big question.
No, but it was just... Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yesterday was, I guess, his 69th birthday, if he was still alive.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Which is crazy to think that he would have still been young.
Yeah.
When he passed away.
And I just saw the thing on Sunday with him and Hogan. I mean, the rival. That was, another classic. With him and Hogan always having the rival that they had. But I just wanted to tell you guys this.
That's great. And it sounds like it was a good meeting.
Oh, it was real quick. He was coming up of course, he's probably going to be heading out, but he just wanted to, I wanted to shake his hand. I said, it's great to meet you. And I no picture or nothing, but just to shake his hand. It was awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but great things about him. He was always really good to the fans, and he was talking about rivals. It's A&E. They do a documentary series about like some of the biggest rivalries in wrestling right now. That's a really cool documentary series, and they're also doing one about biographies about wrestlers too. They did one on the Iron Sheik, which I haven't watched yet, but someone texted that they met him one time at an airport, and it was pretty awesome.
Dude, it's and also the freaky coincidence. Because right before I take that call, I just said, chew gum and kick ass.
Yes.
Which was, of course, him from the movie They Lived.
Iconic line from him.
And I turn around and this guy goes, hey, I want to talk about Roddy Piper. It's just weird how the universe works. Because why did that thing enter my head? That line was just in my head.
No, in life, you just always have Roddy Piper on your mind. I don't know.
I didn't know that was why. Oh, all right. And listen, I don't have any other explanation. I'll take it. Let's go to Jenny. Jenny, you are on the rock.
Hey, how's it going?
Not too bad, Jenny. Who'd you get to meet? You were like, wow, can't believe it.
I ran into Jonathan Hillstrand from Deadliest Catch when I worked at McClendon's in Puyallup.
Oh, you know what? Every time we've had Jonathan in, he's been a friendly guy. I got to imagine he was super friendly.
Oh, yeah, he was.
Yeah. Man,
I like that McClendon's place. It's a good hardware store.
It is a good hardware store. You're right. That's
it's right by the Safeway.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, I don't know. I appreciate the and it was great. He was nice to you. Things are good. Or are you guys together now? I have no idea how things are.
No, he hit her in the head.
No. It was just a quick meet and greet and say hi when I worked out there.
Oh, there you go. He didn't make you eat a fish like a fish like a greenhorn. They sometimes make those greenhorns have to eat a fish or something.
Eat a fish?
Eat a fish. I meant a fish. I know. I'm having a hard time with my words today, man. Really having a hard time.
Hey, would you like some fish?
Would you like a fish?
I got some speech.
Did you eat a fish? All right, well, that's it. We're done.
Okay, good.
Yeah, there we go. There's got to be something else that's got to happen today. This is horrible. There's a teen that died while rock climbing. But good news, 2 hours later, he miraculously came back to life.
2 hours later.
Well, this is very close to Easter. I guess, there are miracles, right? You're going to hear from his mom at 7:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How much does bankruptcy cost?
Usually with my office, we do a flat fee that includes all your court costs, filing fees, credit counseling, credit reports in one cost. In Chapter 13 cases, that usually starts at about $900. With Chapter 7 cases, the total cost, including all your court costs, attorney fees, is usually about $1,500. We offer payment plans on Chapter 7, so you can start a file with my office for as little as $200. You can send your creditor calls to us. We'll take your creditor calls while you gather up your information and make payments on the rest of the fees. With Chapter 13 cases, we can make payment arrangements in most cases as well and get your case filed even sooner in a Chapter 13 case because of the reorganization aspect to it.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.
T-Mobile's network can help keep you connected to all your favorite podcasts when you're out and about. Whether you're an early bird looking to dive into a daily news podcast or a night owl who wants to catch up on the latest reality TV drama, T-Mobile will keep you connected on their strong and reliable network. T-Mobile covers more highway miles with 5G than anyone. So if you need great coverage, especially when you're on the go, check out T-Mobile. Find out more at T-Mobile.com/CY. That's SEEWHY.
At Mayo Clinic Laboratories, our patients are more than just test results, and our podcasts are more than just audio files.
Learn more and subscribe today at news.mayocliniclabs.com/subscribe.
Hey y'all, it's Garth, the Big 615. You're going to hear the newest that country music has to offer. At the same time, you're going to hear the newest that the country classics have to offer. I want to hear the new single from George Strait, and I want to hear it right beside the new single from Luke Combs. That's the thing we call the Big 615.
Download the free TuneIn app from the App Store. That's TuneIn. Or ask your device to play the Big 615 on TuneIn.
Dealing with an accident and injury claim can be overwhelming. Let Phillips Law Firm fight for you. We understand the pain and suffering, and we're here to guide you through. Call 1-800-JUSTICE today for a free case review, or visit justiceforyou.com and let Phillips Law Firm help you on the road to recovery.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard that tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. A Texas teen named Sammy went into cardiac arrest while rock climbing and was pronounced dead by doctors after CPR was performed on him for 2 hours.
Wow.
Damn, dude. So for 2 hours, I mean...
I'm glad we already teased the fact that we know he comes back to life. Otherwise, what a sad story.
Yeah, and that's it. How about it was just 5 minutes after doctors left, but they were working on it for 2 hours. 5 minutes after the doctors left, Sammy miraculously came back to life while his mother was talking to him. And here's Sammy's mother, Jennifer, talking about seeing her son come back after being pronounced dead.
They looked at us and they said, "I'm so sorry that he's gone." I started talking to him, just telling him how much I love him and I'm sorry that we didn't know how to save him. And suddenly, as I started praying, my husband said, "Oh my gosh, he's moving." Each and every one of them afterward came to us and said, "We've never seen anything like this before. Ever. Never have we ever pronounced somebody and suddenly they came back, 5 minutes later."
That's insane. couldn't live without the sad music.
That's for sure. And I don't know how well he's doing. I mean, he was in a wheelchair when we saw him in that video, so hopefully he gets back to a full life because he's young enough to be able to heal completely.
Yeah, man.
Because, you're for 2 hours?
Did he hurt himself when he landed? Like, because he was rock climbing and he had a cardiac arrest.
That's a good question.
I wonder if maybe he landed weird, or is it just because he lost functions?
Dude, you have no oxygen in your brain for that long?
I wonder if that's probably what it is. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, but looks like he's learning how to do stuff again.
I wonder what I don't know if anyone's ever going to get to interview him because it sounds like a younger kid, so maybe they're just going to leave him alone, which I understand. But I would love to know what he knows. You know what I mean? Does he have any was he in a dream state, or was it just I was on the rocks climbing, and next thing you know, I'm in a hospital and I can't walk?
According to Yahoo Sports, he says, I don't remember anything about the day it happened. The last thing he remembers is the night before when they signed some waivers online for the rock climbing
That's
gym.
the part that freaks me out every day.
Yeah.
What if, just next thing you know, you just come through and you don't remember where you were or what happened, and then you find out it was something as tragic as that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a whole day. He was doing stuff.
Traumatic, though. I think that your brain just almost wants to erase that memory.
Yes.
And yet I hear
will it ever come back?
Yeah. No, probably not.
Yeah, because you hear those stories where someone's just I just blacked out and I don't remember any of the stuff from a car accident.
There's been times I've been in a couple of car accidents. It's the same kind of thing. You try to remember the details leading up, and they just get so foggy, it's like such adrenaline and.
But do you remember at least driving and getting into an accident?
Yes.
See, the ones that are crazier when you hear about someone's I know I left my house for work, and the next thing you know, I'm in a hospital. I don't remember driving. And I think about that sometimes when I'm on the road. It's a very morbid thought to have, but I'll be driving. I'm just what if this is the moment where I just stop remembering everything, and the next thing I know is I'm in a hospital?
Yeah.
But what about the NDEs, the near-death experiences? That's the other side of it.
Yeah.
People talk about how they recall details while they were supposedly dead, including and the position in the room. There are people that said, I was able to tell you about a magazine that was on top of a shelf that I would not have been able to see lying in the bed the way I was, because the only way I could see it if I was floating above on the near the ceiling. And then people go up and check and they go, wow, damn, there's that magazine. It's right there on the shelf.
Yeah.
It's trippy what your brain will just shut off and you don't remember.
Yeah, so I don't know what but the kid said he remembered nothing. I was wondering if he was supposedly pronounced dead, did he get to see the other side?
That's what I was wondering too.
Did he get to come back and you decide, I'm going to hang here for a little bit longer?
Or was it just okay, I woke up, what the hell just happened over the last several hours?
Exactly.
That is just bonkers to me.
It is so bizarre what the brain does or doesn't do, or beyond this mortal experience.
Imagine being the parents, too, for 2 hours. You think you've lost. I talk about.
She was saying goodbye.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was like, dude, I'm so sorry we couldn't save you. She pretty much accepted that that was a reality. He's dead. Wow. And then the dad's like, what the F? He's moving. And then I'm like, I watched too many zombie movies. I'd be like, I got to stab him in the head, honey. This is how they always come back in this. That's what you got to do to zombies.
Okay, well, wouldn't you want to first assess and make sure he's not a zombie?
I don't want to get bitten, Steve. I watched enough of the documentary, The Walking Dead. The kid's got to go. I loved him. I missed him.
That might be a deal breaker in your marriage. Look, my son came through, but then my husband just started pummeling him because he thought he was a zombie.
It's reasonable.
Sorry, Joe, you ain't making it through.
Yeah, Joe, you might want to make sure Dad's not in the hospital if anything weird happens to you.
You might as well get bitten, BJ, because if we were in The Walking Dead, you wouldn't last long anyway.
Thanks a lot for that.
Yeah, love Joey for all he is.
You all just will shame me, right? Basically just, I can run faster than him, and then let me get eaten. The fat guy getting eaten.
If I was you, I would just sacrifice the body and just not even try fighting.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. You know what? You don't know. I might be very agile. You don't know what I could do.
I know.
Yourself walking down a flat street.
Yeah, you don't know when adrenaline gets in me. You don't know what can happen.
I've seen you fall.
Yes, you have. But you never know when the zombies are coming.
It was the most awkward thing because I took everything. I was like, do I laugh?
Yeah, I laugh.
Well, you want to, but you could tell he was not happy.
How long ago was this? Because
this was our first year together because we were going to a Seahawks playoff game when the year that they went to the Super Bowl that they ended up losing to the Pittsburgh Steelers and the refs.
You were young enough to where that would have been funny. Now, if you fall, I'd be a little concerned. I don't think I could laugh because I'd be more concerned.
Well, thank you all for that. That's
he won't fall now. He walks around with walking sticks.
That's true.
That's why I have the walking sticks.
He may need to start using them everywhere he goes.
That's the thing. Yeah, that was bad. I know why, but it's just weak ankles are not a good thing. That's all I got to tell you.
Is it bad that the first thing I think about if I came through is where am I going to get to go eat? Because I feel like my parents are going to get me anything I want.
A good call.
You know what I mean? They're going to say no.
No,
not at all. You
Right?
came back to life.
If I'm like, yo, I want to go to El Gaucho, and you're like, like, you could have never had another meal with me. I think you need to give me a good meal.
Oh boy, I would. If you were my kid, I'd be like, look at this. He's going to be using this for the rest of his life.
At least the rest of the week.
Yeah.
A miracle man.
A miracle man.
See, I remember my first meal when I came home after I had appendicitis and I had my appendix taken out. My parents went over the top. My dad's like trying a new recipe. He's like, I want to just feed you, giving me all the food, and I could not enjoy it because I was still really sick. And that's you want to wait. So give him about a month or two, and then
we got to treat him like that. Get this for a month now.
Yeah, because he won't be able to enjoy it until he feels better.
Like, I got to give him special treatment now for a month.
Would have been a lot better if he was a zombie. You know what? I mean, I'll miss your kid, but whatever.
Wow.
We can make more.
Can you?
Well, at the time, I mean, however, these parents look like they can.
Okay.
I mean, they look like, hey, of course, we're talking about the Kraken.
Big day today. I cannot wait for tonight.
And of course, you and Danny were talking about, hey, you'd love to be able to score some tickets, but how crazy, how expensive would it be?
We tried on the day the tickets went on sale, which was like a couple Fridays ago, and man, we were on that thing like crazy trying to get our tickets.
Yeah, we sat here in the studio for a good 20 minutes.
30 minutes, yeah.
And even when it kept coming up as no, they're expensive, we were like, nah, there has to be some more that are going to pop up.
Just keep trying. Eventually someone's going to ditch out. And they would. Every once in a while, they'd be like, $100 ticket available. And we'd quickly click on it. And then, of course, you'd get somebody else got it before you.
Oh,
it was like a punch in the D repeatedly for 20 minutes.
Yep. Yeah.
So we didn't get tickets.
Well, you may not have gotten tickets.
I know.
But I hear a rumor that one of you two got some tickets.
Oh, I'm so fired up about this story.
What's up, buddy? I got playoff Kraken tickets for Saturday.
This son of a bitch, he texted me last night. I got Kraken playoff tickets. I was like, you got to be kidding me. The story is nuts, BJ.
Yeah.
How did you get these tickets?
So my friend Chris, who I've talked about before, he's a stupid Avs fan, and he's actually the first time that I actually flew out to go see a game outside of Seattle, because I went to go see the Seattle take on the Avalanche in Colorado last year, which was not the best year, and he made fun of me a lot for it. Well, this year, they made playoffs, and of course, so on whatever night the last Kraken game was, last week.
Yeah, Thursday.
He texted me and he's like, hey, so if the Avalanche win tomorrow, because they had their last game the next night, it's Kraken versus Avalanche.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't win, it's Kraken versus Dallas. And I was like, let's go. And he was like, look, if they win, I'm going to fly out there. And I was like, okay, tickets are expensive, but whatever. Didn't really think much of it.
Yeah, because the resale, dude, is I mean, maybe you get lucky, you get a ticket for $350, $400 a ticket.
That's a lot.
It is a lot for a first round playoff game. Granted, it is the first ever or second ever, but that's a lot of money.
And that's also not including
service charges
and taxes and all of the above. So I was like, yeah, whatever. I didn't really think about it. The next day, he texted me with a minute left in the game, and he's like, looks like we're going, buddy. And I was like, haha, just kidding. So after they win and it's solidified that it's happening, he's like, all right. I was like, look, I'll fly you out if you buy tickets. And he didn't even respond, just sends me a screenshot of 2 tickets he bought, 4 rows back from the ice at Climate Pledge Arena.
What? 4 rows back, BJ?
And says, I found a good deal, couldn't pass it up, let's go. And I was like,
what's a good deal?
Yeah, what?
I don't know.
It has to be
insane.
At minimum $500 a ticket.
Yeah.
At minimum for 4 rows back from the ice?
Yeah. He must have spent at least, my guess is at least $1,200 for these 2 tickets.
I got to imagine you're right.
Even more, probably.
Well, you got a great deal having just are you
What's
flying?
A flight?
Are you flying him in the luggage compartment?
Dude, I flew him out on my points.
So
I had free points. I spent $11 in service charges.
To be honest, he's an Avs fan. I would have done one of the budget flights just to screw with him.
Yeah.
I got you a flight on Frontier.
On Frontier, you can only
I had a fine experience. I'd say it as a joke. My experience on Frontier was just fine.
Yeah.
Did you get him a middle seat at least?
Yes.
There were no middle seats available. The plane tickets are crazy. And I'm kind of wondering, because I was halfway joking too and being like, oh, I'll fly out to Colorado to go see it there because they're probably more. But the flights to Colorado the day before the game, they're $700.
Oh, because a lot of Kraken fans are probably doing that.
Yeah.
I've been seeing on Facebook meetups at a bar called Brooklands, I think, in in Colorado, where it's like, hey, we're all the Kraken fans, we're all going there.
Oh boy,
this is going to be. I think you're going to see a good showing of Kraken fans tonight in Colorado.
Oh, I think so.
That'll be cool to see. That'll be really
historic.
Cool to see.
First ever playoff game for the team.
Yeah, and then because I was actually looking at Thursdays, and so yeah, I am so excited though. Like the fact that this happened, and the fact that I've been best friends with Chris since we were in 6th grade.
He's one of your 30 best friends.
True.
It's not that special to me.
He is the OG though. We've known each other since we were
don't tell
12.
the other best friends. Yeah. Do not tell the other best friends that he's like kind of a bester friend.
Super excited that I get to experience with him though, and especially because the Kraken are going to slaughter the Avalanche.
Wow,
so, it's good.
Steve, how about that though? What's that? Danny got tickets, and you didn't get tickets. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't care. Sorry about that. Of course, you're the one that would think like that.
Oh, I am thinking like that. I want to
also,
think that way.
I was so in a way like relieved because like we were trying to get opening, and I was like, because there's one day during the week that I'm going to be in Vancouver, British Columbia, and it is Saturday.
Yeah.
So I'm going to not even be in Seattle on the day that the Kraken are playing. I'm like, watch we get these tickets before we knew what day the schedule was, because you could buy tickets before you knew the schedule, and watch it's the day where I can't even go. And it turned out if I got tickets for the first game 3 in Seattle, I wouldn't be able to go.
Oh, really?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well, that worked out.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that I can convince some people at the place I'm going to be at to turn on the Kraken game.
Oh.
I'm sure you'll be able to. Maybe.
I don't know.
Well, it's actually church, Danny. I'm not sure they let you.
No, I'm going to be wrestling in Vancouver.
Oh, okay.
So that would be amazing, though, because that'll add to my douchey persona if I'm like rooting on the Kraken in Vancouver, Canucksville.
Listen, man, you know what? Especially if you make them play the game.
I will force them to.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Or I'll just walk out there with my phone and have the game on.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if I can have a match while watching my phone.
I don't see any reason why not. I mean, you
just look super bored.
You can multitask.
Elbow the guy in the face. And I'm like, oh, they scored. Leg drop.
That actually would be fun to see, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Work that in there.
That's going to be amazing. That place is going to be electric. And I'm so excited to see how many like new hockey fans that became Kraken fans now get to experience what playoff hockey's like, because playoff hockey is insane.
Yeah.
Playoff hockey, baby.
I looked up a screenshot of basically where our tickets are, and it just looks awesome.
And I'm looking at what the comparable price for the ticket is.
Yeah.
And
$979.
A piece?
Is that a ticket?
No, that's for 2.
For 2.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so about $500 a ticket.
About $500 a ticket.
You know, honestly, I can't spring that kind of cash. But if you're living a pretty decent lifestyle where you have extra couple dollars and maybe
or if
have
this is your big
ballet
treat.
classes for your kid, but you can afford that.
Yeah, exactly. You really got to tell your kid no more ballet classes. You got other things to do.
Yeah, you know what? I know you have that recital in June. Let's wait for next year. You're not ready.
No, let's be honest.
After watching you for the last few months, I think you'll be ready next year.
Yeah,
unless the Kraken go into the playoffs again.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, you're not ready again. Sorry.
Isn't it funny? The first thing I thought though, because in typical Steve and Danny Bowie Buddy fashion, I was like, I wonder what kind of merch they're going to have that I could buy.
That was my next question. I was like, I wonder what kind of playoff merch they're going to have.
They probably wouldn't have any playoff merch, would they?
I want to buy I definitely want it, because I think they usually do the game pucks.
Yes.
And I want to buy. I want to buy one of those, just where Avalanche versus Kraken game.
I wonder what kind of giveaways they're going to have, because I was watching the Canes Islanders game last night, and it was awesome to watch. The entire arena is all in red jerseys or red shirts, so it's like just this red sea all around, and they gave everybody white rally towels.
Oh, nice.
I'm sure I their logo on there or whatever, but so you just see like the sea of red and the white towels. It visually looked awesome.
That's cool.
So I got to imagine they're going to be giving something away at the Kraken game.
Yeah, I hope so. And my next question for myself too is which jersey do I go with? Do I go with my Bowie away jersey? Do I go with my home jersey inaugural season, or do I go with my retroverse?
You're going to. Well, I feel like we're going to be wearing our home jerseys, right?
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
They are.
So,
but I was saying I have so many options now because Steve and I are awesome.
Oh, aren't you fancy?
I mean, you're 4 rows back. I feel like you got to represent Bowie at that point.
Okay, then. Oh, boy.
You know what? I would wait, because who knows if the team's going to say, hey, it's like a whiteout, where they have everyone to wear white shirts or jerseys. I don't know what the team's plan is. I don't imagine that's going to be coming out in the next couple of days.
Yeah.
But they might be saying, hey, everybody wear white or everybody wear blue or,
Yep. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And it is all, of course, so we're talking about the Kraken playing in their first ever playoff game. Actually, tonight is their first ever game in Colorado. And we are going to chat with the voice of the Kraken. John Forsland joins us
at 8:20 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
What you watch depends on what kind of mood you're in. Sometimes you're craving comedies like Friends or South Park, and sometimes you're more into dramas like HBO's Succession and House of the Dragon. There's also cooking shows like Chopped and Beat Bobby Flay, and even movies like The Lord of the Rings and Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Well, Max is the streaming destination that has the best of entertainment for whatever mood you're in anytime. And plans start at as little as $9.99 a month. Max, the one to watch. Subscription required. Visit Max.com.
T-Mobile's network can help keep you connected to all your favorite podcasts when you're out and about. Whether you're an early bird looking to dive into a daily news podcast or a night owl who wants to catch up on the latest reality TV drama, T-Mobile will keep you connected on their strong and reliable network. T-Mobile covers more highway miles with 5G than anyone. So if you need great coverage, especially when you're on the go, check out T-Mobile. Find out more at T-Mobile.com/CY. That's SEEWHY.
Inside School of Washington is open to all Washington State residents grades K through 12. We have a personalized approach to education. Whether it's college credits with dual enrollment, career readiness, or credit recovery, we will accommodate your family's needs. The 23-24 school year enrollment is open now. Go to K12.com/ISWA. That's K12.com/ISWA to find out more. We've been around for over 12 years, doing online schooling successfully. No tuition fee and a high success rate. The support you and your student need. K12.com/ISWA.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
BJ, it's crazy that we get to say this in their second season as a team, but the Kraken are going to the playoffs, and we couldn't be more fired up to chat with our good friend, the voice of the Seattle Kraken, John Forsland.
He's back.
Hey, boys, good morning.
Good morning. Wow, John, how is it? You getting ready? What's the pregame ritual? What are you doing? I appreciate you calling us when you think this is a big day.
Hey, you guys just woke me up. Is there a game tonight?
That's it.
Yeah, Rangers, Devils are playing, and some other teams, I think. It's going to be crazy.
Oh, yeah, I got to watch those games. They sound good. Yeah, they sound good. This is great, man. This is just an unbelievable situation. We kind of set the table in training camp, and we've talked about it during the season, and now here we are. And first step into the Stanley Cup playoffs, and there's nothing like it.
All right, John, we're going to have to, what we're going to do, we had this happen before. We're going to have to call you back because your phone is doing crazy things.
It's doing like a clicking thing.
Yeah,
right. Sorry about that.
We'll call you right back. That's how we'll do this. There we go.
That's weird that
there goes John. I'm going to blame our phone system. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah.
Try from a different line.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do, man.
I know, man. I can't believe that this is happening tonight. The Kraken against the Colorado Avalanche.
Yeah, and it's you actually get to watch it on Root Sports.
Yes,
I know it is on ESPN as well.
Yep,
but you get to watch it on Root Sports. They're kicking the Mariners game to Root Sports Plus.
That just shows. I mean, because Mariners. That's like. I think the Mariners own Root Sports.
Pretty much. I feel like if they don't, they got a good stake in it.
They're definitely a huge stake in it, so they'll be able to recognize like this is a big deal. Someone even asked like on the text line, it was just like, what makes playoff hockey so different than the regular season hockey? And it's just. I mean, you have to win 4 games. You can't, it's not a long season. You don't have to kind of pace yourself. And there's just something magic about winning that Stanley Cup. Every kid grew up as a hockey player wanting to one day be able to hoist that Stanley Cup. So you just kick it into a whole nother gear, and the action's way more physical. The hits are harder. Guys are just like, they're laying their body on the line, like taking the body, blocking shots. It's insane. Hockey's crazy during the regular season, but during the playoffs, it's even on another level.
And on with us is Seattle Kraken announcer extraordinaire John Forsland is back with us. John, we got you?
Yeah, how's this? Better?
We'll
I think we'll make it work. It's still got a weird clicking thing. I don't know what the deal is.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't know.
You know what, John? I think maybe the government's got your phone tapped. I didn't even think about that.
It's too much of a coincidence. This happened in Seattle. Now I'm in Denver. I'm outside. I don't know.
I don't know either, but I do know
there's a T-Mobile store right across the street. I'll go over there after we're done.
It's starting to work good. I think we're okay.
Yeah, actually, you sound pretty good right now. So the government must know we're onto them. And
John, I was talking about it myself, but a texter brought up a good question because we obviously have a lot of new hockey fans, and I keep saying how once the playoffs start, it's insane and it's different. And somebody said, "Why is there such a huge difference in playoff hockey? Why does it get so nuts?"
Well, obviously the stakes are higher, but what does that mean? I mean, that means that the game gets broken down into little microcosms of itself. Like, it's a shift-to-shift experience. I mean, when the puck goes down and you have the first shift, there's a lot of stuff in play here. There's two coaches that are trying to match each other. They're trying to get players matched up for all the right reasons against each other and see how that plays out over 2 weeks. There's an emphasis on physicality, which, you could not play 82 games in the regular season with travel and the frequency of games at this rate. But when it's all there for you and you're chasing your dream, and for a lot of these players, they recognize, how many chances do you actually get at this? You lay it all out there. So what ends up happening is it's frenetic, it's up and down, it's a lot quicker. The hits come often. The discipline is a key because teams will try and push each other, over the brink and try to get them to goad them into penalties. So there'll be a lot of pushing and shoving without penalties being called. So there's a lot of things that'll be interesting for the fans. And then it's the same opponent for 2 weeks, and it's every other day. Yeah. And if you move on, it goes on and on and on for 2 months. And there's a war of attrition with injuries and fatigue that takes place. And what the players go through to win the Stanley Cup is remarkable.
Yeah, I was reading that the Bruins had an illness that was going through their locker room, and of course they traded away their future in order to be able to have the depth, because they thought, well, you know what, we don't want to have this just be an amazing season then get kicked out the first round. That is, like you said, I mean, there's so much that goes into the factors of being successful, and that includes, you didn't even think about illness, and it's what a horrible time. I mean, they did win last night, but man, boy, that sucks if all of a sudden you go, you know what, nature's got me, and we felt a little bit of that last season when, because of all the COVID protocols and everything. I mean, it did affect our team.
I'll tell you a story. Back in 2006, when I was with Carolina, and they had won 52 games in the regular season, they were first overall, and they went into the playoffs with a goalie by the name of Martin Gerber. He was their number one goalie, and he got sick the morning of game one of the first round. He played through game one. He tried to play through game two. He got pulled in game two, and, it really had a bad flu virus, and they went to a rookie kid by the name of Cam Ward. He won the playoff MVP. He never looked back. He started game three. They lost the first two games. They came all the way back and won the first round series. So that's just one story of what could happen. And sometimes it's timing. And it's tough because I know a few people in and around the Bruins situation, and that's serious. That's half their room that's really not at a point where they could play. There's one guy in Bergeron, their captain, that couldn't play, but they gutted through the game, and they no pun intended, but they did, and they won the game. So that's what this is about too. Players will push themselves with that cliche of no tomorrow, and they have to play that way.
Well, you brought up the goaltending situation. I guess we're talking to John Forsland, of course, the voice of the Seattle Kraken, who you can hear tonight as, yes, the game is going to be on Root Sports. So we'll get to hear the call, 7:00 Root Sports, and it is the main Root Sports. They're bumping the Mariners game to Root Sports Plus so that you can watch the Kraken on Root Sports. It's 7:00 tonight. John, okay. How you feeling about the goalie situation? Because, it's obviously a big question we've had. I feel like Ruby's starting tonight, unless you know something we don't.
No, Grubauer should start tonight. I'd be shocked if he didn't. He's had a great season against Colorado in the 3 games. Save percentage around 93%. Yeah. But by and large, down the stretch, I think he started to dial himself in, play at a level that he expects, that the team expects. You start there, but I think what the Kraken have is they have the ability to go to the second guy if they have to. Now, Colorado is a team that doesn't. They're going to start Alexander Georgiev. He has very little playoff experience. He's had a sensational first season as a number one starter on a great team. If he falters, there really isn't much of a plan B. There's a second goalie, but with the Kraken, you're looking at Martin Jones, who has a really strong body of work in back of him, right? Along with playoff experience. So they have 2 guys who not only have carried the water all season kind of equally, but they also have two guys that have some rich Stanley Cup experience in Jones and Grubauer. And Grubauer comes back here to a building where I think he's comfortable. He played here for 3 seasons, had some great moments, was a Vezina finalist here as the league's best goalie before the Kraken signed him. And you know what? It kind of goes both ways. He knows them, they know him. But I think it's all about his comfort zone. And if this regular season is any indicator, the 2 games he played here were exceptional. The first game, he was injured with like 7 minutes left in regulation, had to leave, and Jones stopped 1 shot and got the win. That's the way the stats work. But the second game here in the beginning of March, Grubauer was a big part of why they were able to win the game in overtime and finish the season series 2-0-1 against Colorado. So we'll see where it goes.
John, I'm curious what you think, because when it was towards the end of the season, as everything was kind of unfolding, like where is the team going to finish? What team are they going to play? And I was like, it feels weird to say I like to see them go head to head with Colorado. Just how the regular season went, the backstory with Grubauer, but you're excited to see them take on a team that just won the Stanley Cup. For you, were there any certain teams that you're like, yeah, I feel like they match up better against, whether it be Dallas or whether it be Colorado or whoever it might be, or do you feel like this is like their best chance for going far in the playoffs to start off against Colorado?
The only team I was worried about was Edmonton.
Yeah.
The way they played at the end of the year with their high-end skill with McDavid and Draisaitl, I was like, okay, it's probably a team everybody wants to avoid, and it certainly looked like that. I don't think the Kraken matched up well against Minnesota during the regular season in terms of style of play. Minnesota plays a little bit more of a heavier game, which gave the Kraken a little bit of a problem. So that's more or less apprehension. So the Edmonton thing was avoid them for me. But really, you can't pick your poison, not where the Kraken are at, not when they're taking their first step at this, not when they're really playing with house money. They're one team that's going into this tournament with a lot of players on their roster that have won the Stanley Cup and have played deep into the playoffs, but are really playing without any pressure. There'll be pressure to win. The Kraken want to see this thing as far as they can take it. Don't get me wrong. But if they get in the playoff series and they're overmatched by a really, really good Colorado team, they can take a look at their roster and adjust again, because I do think this is ahead of schedule. I think getting into the playoffs, which is really hard in the NHL, in your second year of existence as an expansion team, when you look at the year one to year 2 comparison, it's remarkable. So I would just take all of that and say, hey, let's enjoy this. Yep. And I think the players can come into it with that mindset. That's kind of a good place to be. There's a lot of teams that will make decisions on coaches and general managers and players based on whatever happens in the first round. The Kraken are not, as a franchise, at that point yet.
I don't know, John. There's a lot of pressure. I saw EA Sports did their simulation for the Stanley Cup playoffs, and they had the Kraken go into the finals against the Boston Bruins.
Which is, as we know, they're the experts.
They are.
Right. So we'll have to adjust our thinking now.
So Kraken in 7 in this series.
It is pretty wild, because they do that with Madden, with football. And a lot of times you're like, what the heck is this game thinking, unless they know something we don't? And we're talking to John Forsland, of course, who'll be calling the game tonight, the first playoff game ever for your Kraken versus Colorado in Colorado, 7 o'clock on Root Sports. John, so with that in mind, do you have any players that maybe you think these guys are going to shine, or guys that you think, okay, they really have to step up and be what they got to be in order for the Kraken to have a shot? Any insight on players we should be looking at?
I think you look at the entirety of the team. I mean, and you guys have watched this team all year. How they win is by a committee, right? How they win is through 4 lines of scoring depth, 3 defense pairs who have been lucky enough to avoid injury most of the season and have played together and have great chemistry. They've utilized 2 goaltenders. So to earmark a couple of guys would be hard to do. But when you look at the roster and you look at Gord and Schwartz, and I'll say Brandon Tanev, who I witnessed score some huge playoff goals when he was with Pittsburgh, there are guys who have not only a championship pedigree, but have come through in big moments. Very interesting what happens in the Stanley Cup playoffs, and maybe playoffs by and large throughout sports. You always look at the go-to guys. So with Colorado, you're going to look at Nathan McKinnon, but there could be somebody else down the pecking order that really relishes in a role. Could be based on a defensive matchup. could be based on just because they're not feeling as much pressure as the other guy, and all of a sudden they're the hero. So I see a roster and a belief with the Kraken players that has existed all season. They're going to lean on each other, and they're going to get through it. But again, I go to experience. There's nothing that leads you down a path of success more in anything than experience. And the Kraken, yes, are an expansion team, but their roster is laden with guys who have played for it and won it. And that could go a long way. And I think they have some confidence attached to this thing. And we'll see how it plays out in game one. They're in a good position. Starting on the road is never a bad thing. You try to win one of the two games. If you can steal two, you're really cooking. But, that's kind of the mindset going into this.
Oh, John, you got to be fired up for game 3 here at Climate Pledge Arena just to see how that fan base is going to be.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be unbelievable. It really is. And, it's a remarkable step. And it's infectious. Once we see it and feel it and experience it in Seattle, you're going to want more of it. And that's what happens with the playoffs.
Who would you pick? Because like you mentioned, like this team has been definitely a team that is just like there isn't like one superstar that has been carrying the load. Like everybody's been stepping up throughout the entire season. But if you had to pick one as an MVP for this team, who would you put it on?
Well, I think Vince Dunn is. And was selected MVP and had a remarkable career season, not only offensively from the defensive position, but also, in terms of how he played defensively, which was a big jump for him. But his partner, Adam Larson, kind of understatedly, had an unbelievable year. And without him and without the two of them, combining, you kind of wonder where this would go. So those are two guys. And then Jordan Eberle has been an understated leader. And there isn't a captain on this team, so to speak, but there's like 5 of them. And he's the go-to guy. He's the guy who I see, helping out Matty Beniers a lot. He's the guy that kind of looks at things and takes a step back when there's trouble and figures out a solution. He's the guy that the coaches talk to, lean on for an opinion, and he had a 20-goal season. So, again, getting back to previous comments, this is a team that's awfully hard to earmark some individuals, but certainly, those guys would be right there. And then you have Jared McCann with 40 goals.
Yeah.
You take 40 goals out of this equation, what do you have? So his game-breaking ability, his ability to hit a level he's never hit in his career is a great story.
What I love is, Steve, you try to get an MVP, and like John said, it's hard. This team is so spread around, which... I mean, really,
that's a testament to why they're as successful as they are.
That's not a bad thing, because then you're not just relying on one guy. And John, you proved it by saying, well, I could say this is an MVP. That might be a good thing for this team, is that, anybody could step up at any moment, which makes that, I think that's going to be hard for another team to go, well, let's just take this guy out and we should basically own the team. And that's cool.
Right. So, well, when you look at what the Kraken are game planning against tonight, they're going to circle Nathan McKinnon's number. Mikko Rantanen's got 55 goals. Del McCarr's healthy. He's going to play tonight. On the back end, top 5 player in the league. Those are obvious things that you try to contain. You can't eliminate those players, but over the course of a best of 7 series, you try to contain those guys. If you're on the other side, you're not doing that. You're saying, well, this line does this line does that, this defense pair does this. It's kind of hard to game plan against. So that puts the Kraken in a little bit of a interesting situation. You got to respect who they're playing. These are the reigning Stanley Cup champions. This is a team that has gone 16-2-2 down the stretch. They're healthy for the first time, and they have a boatload of high-end talent. So this is a real difficult challenge for the Kraken. But again, with that mindset of just getting in there, seeing what happens, having a little muscle memory from the regular season. If they get off to a good start in game 1, and you can still play well and lose, there's nothing wrong with that, because, again, you're here to get one. And if they can do that, we'll see what happens.
And are you happy to see that Bowie has a playoff beard already?
Bowie was born that way. I mean, there's not much Bowie can do about that.
So. John Forsland.
I'm not going to give Bowie any credit for a playoff beard. No chance. Bowie's got to come up with something else along the line here to get me.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I thought we were good. I thought you and Bowie were homies now. Oh, you guys are
mascots.
Day to day.
John Forsland doesn't forget. He does not forget the mascot, the situation.
John, we got to sit in a suite, and Bowie came and visited us and kissed us Sarah from our show, her husband on the lips. It was a rather uncomfortable experience.
Wow.
Yeah. He stole her man.
He's off to a good start. Yeah.
John Forsland, the voice of your Seattle Kraken, who you'll hear tonight call the first ever playoff game for the Kraken versus the Colorado Avalanche in Colorado. It is game 1, 7 o'clock, right on Root Sports. That's the main channel on Root Sports. John will be there. And John, as always, man, thanks for talking to us. And like you said, let's see if we can steal one. That would be fantastic.
That's the plan, guys. Thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure. And enjoy this because it's going to be something else, really.
Yeah, what fun, man! And again, John Forsland, voice of the voice of your Seattle Kraken, tonight on Root Sports, 7 o'clock. Woo!
I thought we were friends.
I did too. That's a shocker.
I didn't know it was day by day.
Old wounds die hard, man.
They do.
They really do.
Sometimes you have those kind of friends in your life.
Yeah. Yesterday, Steve did get this one right.
What is the world's best-selling stout beer?
Guinness.
Yes.
Oh, nice going. Good job. That was easy. You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-803-ROCK. We're going to play Beat Migs at 8:49 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's another question from a listener. I'm getting my wages garnished. Can bankruptcy help with that?
Absolutely. One of the big reasons people file bankruptcy is because they have a judgment or a lawsuit against them, or their wages are getting garnished, and so they can't pay their other regular ongoing bills. People sometimes think that you can't file bankruptcy once they have a judgment against them or once a garnishment has started, and that's not true. Filing bankruptcy will immediately stop any garnishment that you have going, except for child support, and stop your creditors from continuing on with garnishments of your bank account, your wages, and in most cases will discharge that liability through the bankruptcy process. And we can file a bankruptcy case for you usually the day you come in.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Travel is getting way more expensive, but Lauren saved $900 on her trip to Europe with Point Me. How? With Point Me, you get 6 to 12 times the value for your credit card reward points. Visit us online at point.me to learn how. Point Me. Better flights, fewer points.
Hey y'all, it's Garth, the Big 615. You're going to hear the newest that country music has to offer. At the same time, you're going to hear the newest that the country classics have to offer. I want to hear the new single from George Strait, and I want to hear it right beside the new single from Luke Combs. That's the thing we call the Big 615.
Download the free TuneIn app from the App Store. That's TuneIn. Or ask your device to play the Big 615 on TuneIn.
Dealing with an accident and injury claim can be overwhelming. Let Phillips Law Firm fight for you. We understand the pain and suffering, and we're here to guide you through. Call 1-800-JUSTICE today for a free case review, or visit justiceforyou.com and let Phillips Law Firm help you on the road to recovery.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle, presenting Greta Van Fleet at Climate Pledge Arena on August 4th.
That is so crazy to see how huge this band has become. I remember they did small club in Ballard, and now here they are doing Climate Pledge Arena. And they're back, baby.
Yeah, they are. Tickets on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. Now, I know you're like, I would like to win those tickets, please.
I would like to win those tickets, please.
Well, you, sir, but everybody else, yes. Listen all week between 6 a.m. and 10 p.m. to get a code word. Then you text that code word to 206-803-7625. That's ROCK. And that's your chance to win tickets to the show. That's right. Text Greta. That's the code word. Text Greta, Greta, to 206-803-7625 for your chance to win tickets You want all the info? You know where to go. KISW.com.
Let's play Beat Migs.
It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. Beat Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Migs. You're a loser.
Happy Tuesday, everybody.
All right.
I don't know if this happened where you guys live, but yesterday it was cloudy, freezing cold, and then bright and sunny.
Yep.
And then downpour.
Yep.
Completely soaked everything, and then nice and sunny again.
I feel like we got every season yesterday.
Yes. I thought I saw a flake or two for a minute. Like, I would not have
We've been
surprised.
dealing with hail like every couple of days. Like, it's just been like dumping hail on us for like about 5 minutes, and then it's just gone.
Oh, man, I'm so sorry.
Well, I wasn't looking really for sympathy on it.
I'm going to give it to you, though. You know what I mean? It is pretty bizarre. It's the old like, hey, you know what? You don't like the weather? Wait a minute.
Yes.
Right?
Yesterday was a great indicator of that because I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to go take care of some stuff in the garden.
Yes.
Which never really ever came out of my mouth.
What? Yeah.
I was like, I got to mow the lawn and like, you got a bird's nest, stupid thing. And so it's just like,
oh, you can't get rid of that.
Well, no, the birds have gotten rid of it, but now it's just like landed all over like our. We have like remnants everywhere. I'm like, I got to clean all that crap up, and then just start dumping. And I'm like, well, I'll do that tomorrow.
It's like, I'll go inside now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was exactly how
Stupid
the day
birds.
went. Did gardening, came back inside, and then couldn't do anything, which was nice. But let's move on because we do have Pat from Kent. Pat, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Awesome. Steve, get out of here.
Goodbye.
For those playing at home, Pat has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you do only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Let's do this.
What 2 features are shorter on a rabbit than on a hare?
Ears.
No.
Legs.
What
No,
2 features? You have to name 2 features.
Oh, legs and ears.
Yes.
There we go.
Which state is nicknamed the Treasure State?
The present state?
The Treasure
Now.
State.
Oh, treasure state. I'll pass.
How many evil stepsisters does Cinderella have?
2.
Yes. Topolino is the Italian name for what Disney character?
Pinocchio?
Nope.
Pass.
Divisible by 5, how many playing pieces does each player begin with in backgammon?
25?
Nope.
15.
Yes. The common fear acrophobia is a fear of what?
Heights.
Yes. Yankee Stadium's nickname is the house that what?
Roof built.
Correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Correct.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
I might have to if Steve gets 5 or less. I might have to. I did unfairly help him, but I was frustrated.
I like to blame his phone, and you were just assisting the phone.
Yeah, but I mean, I got to be fair to Steve.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
Steve, we'll see how you do.
Okay.
Are you ready, Steve?
All right.
What 2 features are shorter on a rabbit than on a hare?
What 2 features are shorter? Ears.
No.
2 features. Teeth.
No.
Eyes.
No. Which state is nicknamed the Treasure State?
Washington.
No.
Oregon.
No.
California.
No. How many evil stepsisters does Cinderella
3.
have? No.
2.
Yes. Topolino is the Italian name for what Disney character?
Topolino. Pinocchio.
No.
Oh, Mickey Mouse.
Yes. Divisible by 5, how many playing pieces does each player begin with in backgammon?
25.
No.
100.
No.
15.
Yes. The common fear acrophobia is a fear of what?
Spiders.
No.
Heights.
Yes. Yankee Stadium's nickname is the house that what?
Is very expensive.
No.
And also that Babe Ruth built.
No.
Oh, the house that Derek Jeter built?
No. The flag of
you were wrong.
The flag of Belgium is red, yellow, and what other color?
Red, yellow, and black.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Correct. It's a tie.
It's really not.
Yeah, because BJ gave a hint on the first
I gave
one.
a hint, and you both had the same problem. So I'm.
But he was saying it, though. That's the thing.
Give Steve the hint that you gave him.
All right, Steve.
Uh-huh.
What 2
What's the question
What
again?
2 features are shorter on a rabbit than a hare?
2 features
He kept
are
repeating, what 2 features? He kept saying 2. He kept giving me 1 feature.
Yeah, you have to give.
Ears are 2 features.
No, 2 different features.
Yeah, what 2?
Oh, I don't know. Ears.
Ears are 2 ears.
Dude.
Ears and legs.
You got it right, dude.
Yeah, why are you fighting, Pat? Because first of all,
I would have said what feature if it was only just one.
I get it. I'm tracking.
I see what Pat's saying because there are multiple ears. Like one ear is longer than the other one, and the other ear is longer than the other one. That would be the 2 features. Ooh,
But it's ears and legs.
I know that's your answer, but
No,
Pat
I was telling Steve.
But Pat may be right about that. In that case, I think Pat gets the win.
He already got the answer right. Steve didn't get it right. Either way, it's 5-5. So I don't think
screwed me by forcing an answer out of him.
Well, but Pat was right, is what we're saying. Pat defends himself by saying Vicky asked the question in such a way that just saying ears was right, which means.
But I also said ears then.
Then Steve
Then
gets
I
the win.
Steve wins then.
Steve gets the win then, Pat.
That's all that matters.
Pat, you just talked yourself out of a win, Pat. Nice work.
Pat.
There you go, Pat. Good job.
I feel like everyone got a little dumber from this conversation.
Not necessarily.
Most beat Migs, that's what happens.
Yeah.
The sad thing is I was tracking what you were doing, but as it turns out, I was wrong too, I guess, in a way.
And I have a question. I said that it was the house that Babe Ruth built.
It's the house that Ruth built.
They never put the babe in there. They always just call it the house that Ruth built.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, because I looked at it and I thought it was Babe Ruth too, and I had to do a double take.
Yeah,
on
I
that
felt
one.
badly for you because you said Babe Ruth, but I've never heard them say that.
No. That's the first thing that shows up. It just goes straight to the house that Ruth built, derived from Babe Ruth. Not your
right.
I felt badly for you.
Mandela effect.
Yeah.
I knew you were like, he's never going to get it because he thought he got it right, which in a sense you kind of did.
No, but I never thought that Babe was never said in that.
Right.
Mandela effect.
Yeah.
And does anybody know what state is nicknamed the Treasure State?
I'm going to say Kentucky,
California.
Nope.
Montana.
Oh.
Montana's the Treasure State.
Yeah.
Why?
Why did I even guess and you want to know how I guessed? I was like, well, Wall Drug's on the way. I stopped at Wall Drug and then I go to Montana, so maybe it's Montana.
Oh. That's
a terrible.
That is so bizarre. Too bad you didn't do it during the game. Then you would have had a clean win.
Oh, that would have been amazing.
But yeah. Okay, well.
Oh, because of its rich mineral reserves.
Really? I didn't know Montana had rich mineral reserves. Well,
Let's
good
go
for them.
gold hunting in Montana, guys.
I like the tap water in Montana when I was moving out here. I don't know how it is these days, but it was. I remember being like
mineral water. I get what you're saying.
With the people I was moving out here to Washington, we were in a hotel, and I was so thirsty. I didn't have a bottle of water. I just poured some in, and I'm like, this is really good tap water.
Yeah,
I'll never forget that moment.
I feel like anywhere out of Washington, the tap water is just subpar. So I'm curious to try Montana's tap water now.
Okay, well, you know what?
Washington tap was pretty good.
It's fantastic.
Okay, well.
We're spoiled here.
Are we really? I didn't know our tap. I don't think I've had our tap
I
water.
literally thought that last night after I brushed my teeth. I was thirsty, so I just put my head under the faucet and started drinking water. And I was like, this is pretty good water.
Oh, yeah. Arizona's tap water's trash.
Like anything below us, like even Oregon, some places in Oregon aren't that great.
Okay, I didn't. I guess I've always had filtered water that I don't even know.
Oh, look at you with your pinky up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So fancy.
Maybe someday you can get a fridge that does that too, or maybe one of those Pure pictures. I mean, it's not like you're priced out of a filtered water situation.
Have you seen the price of those filters?
Yeah,
not cheap.
Okay.
Yeah, I may have not changed that filter in a couple of years.
Alrighty then. Well, go back to your tap.
Yep.
It is time for listeners on the loose. Yes, you pick the topic, you guide the show. As Vicky said, maybe we're all getting a little dumber. Perhaps you can smarten us up. 206-803-ROCK. That is the number to call. That's also the number to text. 206-803-ROCK. Your calls, your texts at 917 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Listeners on the loose. Brought to you by Kia of Puyallup. 206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That's also the number to text. 206-803-ROCK. Just remember, Steve, he wants you to do things a certain way.
It's just to show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, we have to hit that gong and then say goodbye to you.
Goodbye, old friend.
206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That's the number to text. You and Danny may be buoy buddies, but we've got some betting buddies all the way back up in Canada. In Prince George, it's Robert and Silvio
Awesome.
from The Goat.
Hey.
Hey, boys.
Good morning, what's going on, guys?
2 games to 0. That's what's going on.
Well, I do. I know we're losing 2. We're losing 2-0, but I'm smelling something on that barbecue, Robert. Yeah, I'm smelling a comeback, buddies.
All right, let's see what's happening.
All right, it's a good attitude.
That's what's happening, and I feel like we have the comeback because you might not know this, but Niko Maranovic, I think that's his last name. Anyways, there's a player on your team. He's from Prince George, so that's why you guys are doing so good.
You got a man on the inside.
Secret agent.
Yeah.
So for those that know, we made a bet based on the Seattle Thunderbirds Prince George Cougars hockey playoff series. Right now, it's 2 games to 0 with the T-Birds up on top, and the loser has to wear the other team's game-worn jersey for a picture.
Yes.
And I know you guys are already planning getting this jersey ready, but hey, put it off because the Cougars are coming.
The Cougars are coming.
Look, to be full disclosure, I don't think Steve's put much effort into getting this jersey.
I was gonna pawn that off to Joe to handle. Yeah, I might just send one of my jerseys.
It's the worst bet because the loser actually has to do some work, whereas I think the loser would just rather just wear a jersey.
Yeah,
well,
honestly.
You know what's really funny about this? We didn't know this until, I think, 2 days ago, but our PD is going to be down there this weekend in Seattle for the Interrupters concert.
Oh, nice.
So, depending on how that works, he might be stopping by on Friday.
Oh, that's true, because it could be done by then.
Boy, oh boy.
Done by Thursday, or we could be going until Sunday, and you guys are going to be sending us the jersey.
All right, listen, I'm not going to smack talk because, playoff hockey, anything can happen, man.
Right. Absolutely.
Really, anything could happen.
Are you guys excited about it?
Any predictions? How do you think the next 2 games are going to go?
To be honest with you, I don't care. I'm just so excited about the Seattle Kraken right now. No, I'm kidding. I obviously want to see the T-Birds do well.
I don't think the Kraken's going to be going too far, though. But hey,
whoa, there is a lot of talk from up north.
How's your NHL team doing in Prince George right now?
Wow,
I'll be honest with you. I'm from a different province, and we didn't even make it there either. So I'm going for the Oilers this year.
Oh, dude, can you believe that game last night? I thought the Oilers had it wrapped up. 8 minutes left in the game. All of a sudden, they're up 3-1, and next thing you know, they score with 17 seconds left, and the Kings beat them in overtime.
Yeah.
Absolute dumpster fire of a game. I was very upset about that.
I bet everyone in Edmonton got really drunk after that game.
Oh, for sure. Well, thank you guys very much, and hopefully the next call is us going to be rubbing a few wins in your face.
Dude, I hope the series keeps going, man. It's nothing better than playoff hockey. I always hope that all games go to 7, unless, a Kraken I like to see sweep. That'd be pretty awesome. Those are very unlikely odds, but still.
Oh, yeah.
Playoff hockey's the best.
Yeah, well, listen, Steve just wants to see it be a better series so he doesn't have to go get the jersey.
Oh, I'm going to make sure.
That's very true. Honestly, this whole thing has been a scam. We're trying to get a jersey out of you guys for free is really what's happening here.
What happened? So we send you the jersey. Do you guys send it back, or are we just sending you a free jersey?
You know what? We haven't planned this far ahead. I don't know. I was planning on letting you guys keep the Cougars jersey. So
you guys know we're dumb morning show hosts. You think we plan that far?
I respect that. You guys are on the same level as us. I'm like, we put no thought into this.
I feel like we're being scammed is what I feel like. It's really
I came in last week in the morning. It was like 10 minutes. I said, we should just call that radio station. No plan. We just, do it off the
happens.
I think it's great.
Go for it.
Yeah, well, I do appreciate that level of planning. It's right up my alley, so I do appreciate it.
I do want that goat shirt, though.
Yeah, the goat shirt. I mean, that's the thing.
We will absolutely get you a goat
we'll
shirt.
Definitely get one on Friday.
And we can send you a rock shirt in exchange for sure. That'd be pretty fun.
Awesome.
Our PD will hopefully drop it off for you guys.
So much cultural exchange going on between the borders.
How about that?
This might be the worst bet ever. Neither one of us really even care. We're just we'll just send each other stuff.
That's a good point. It's just a reason to call and just talk smack. That's about it, really. Yeah.
That's pretty much.
All right, boys, take it easy. We'll see how it goes. Good luck to you, though. I don't wish to you to get good luck because the T-Birds are.
If the first 2 games are any indication, granted, obviously now they're going to Prince George. It's like 4-1 first game, 5-1 second game. I mean, T-Birds are looking pretty hot right now.
They're going to need the illness that's in the Boston Bruins locker room to help them out at this point. I feel like that's really what needs to happen. All right, boys, we'll talk to you later.
All All right, comeback starts now.
There we go. It's good to have a good attitude. I mean, you know what? You gotta be with your team.
Well, they were saying it's like their first time their team's been in the playoffs in quite some time, so that's exciting.
Yeah. Well, in a way, we feel the same way with the Kraken. Obviously, I mean, granted, it's not a long layoff, but it's the first time, and we're underdogs. Obviously,
yes.
You know, so you got to have hope. Keep hope alive, baby.
All that matters is that we believe. That's what the Kraken said.
That's it.
Yeah.
And the Kraken.
And so long as the guy from Train believes, then we're good.
Yeah, I know. If you wondered why is the guy from Train on top of the Space Needle with Bowie, like what's he got to do with anything? He's from San Francisco.
He lives in Issaquah.
I didn't know that. So he's living in the Quah. So he's, I guess, a sort of unofficial, official Kraken fan. He's wearing the jersey. I guess he's given up on any of his California teams, and he's just going with us now.
Yeah, I have no idea why. Like,
it is very bizarre.
Maybe he never even cared about hockey until now.
I mean, look, I come from somewhere else. You come from somewhere else, and we've adopted Seattle teams, so we can't throw him under the bus for that.
Oh no, I'm not questioning that. It was just a random,
very random.
But then I was like, well, yeah, Train has been very successful. They're
they're
very
a
popular.
band.
It's just not my band.
Yeah. Oh, it's not your band?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you loved Little Drops of Jupiter.
I would have been more fired up if Kenny G was up there in a Kraken jersey, though.
Well. Didn't he do that? Well, he did some sports thing up there. Didn't he go up on the needle one time doing something for somebody?
Your guess is as good as mine.
I thought I remembered that, but yeah, I don't keep track of Kenny G either. It is Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That is the number to text.
And they are doing a big official Kraken playoffs watch party over at 32 Bar and Grill. Obviously, that's the place over at the Kent Community Iceplex.
That seems convenient.
And also at Queen Anne Beer Hall. So if there's two different places, if you want to go hang out with a bunch of fellow Kraken fans, those are the official watch parties for the Seattle Kraken.
The 32 Bar and Grill, man. That's a place.
That's a great spot.
Yeah, that's a place.
But nothing's going to top my house. That's
really?
where I'll be watching.
Is that because you can watch it from your bed?
I can watch it on my couch.
Yeah.
I can eat whatever I want.
There you go.
I'm not putting a dent in the wallet.
You're right. It's a pretty good. It's a pretty good bar and grill. The Steve Bar and Grill.
Little Tatum will watch probably the first period with me, and then it's time for bed.
Oh, feel like you guys have close to the same bedtime, don't you? You should.
We should. By the time we get Tatum to bed, it's like close to 8 o'clock.
Oh, you should be in bed by then too.
I know, but then it's like. Now you finally have, I don't mean any weird, but adult time where you can watch your own.
There's nothing weird about that at all. Believe me, even if you were a little weird, you deserve to get some time.
Of course. But that's like our window of opportunity to watch whatever we want and not have to worry about what the content is, whatever.
Watch Bluey without getting interrupted. I get
Absolutely.
It.
Yeah. Sometimes I don't know what the hell's going on with Bingo.
You can watch Bluey After Dark, which is a whole different show.
People are upset with Bluey right now, though.
Oh, what did Bluey do?
I just saw there was an episode where we were talking about they were going to start exercising, and now people are saying, "Oh, Bluey's body shaming." I can't even say it.
I don't know, man. I mean, I read so many articles about how our kids are, not getting enough vegetables, and of course, the BMI index is higher than it's ever been for children. But so I don't know why that would be considered body shaming to talk about like kids getting exercise and eating right. I don't know how that's body shaming.
I guess Bluey's parents weigh themselves and realize they need to exercise more, and people are worried that it can negatively affect children's body image and then lead to eating disorders, which I feel like is a massive stretch.
Yeah, I am fatigued, and again, I'm a big believer in the mental health world.
Yeah.
I am fatigued at people just making the extreme stretch when we know physically it's not good to be unhealthy. As far as eating what you want and then not exercising and not being mindful of like what you put in your body, I don't know why that's considered body shaming.
So as kids do not need to be watching parents hate on their bodies or exercise to get thinner. They missed a big opportunity here.
What if they really...
Because they weren't happy with their weight when they stepped on a scale.
Well, that's because perhaps, look, maybe you could look at yourself and realize, or maybe you could tell by the fit of your clothes, but there's no way people should be upset that they went on the scale and said, boy, I got to fix this. What is wrong with that? It doesn't, it's not body shaming. It's basically, I don't feel like I'm in good health right now.
Yeah, I saw the clip and I was like, it kind of just went in one ear and out the other, but I guess some people are just hypersensitive.
It's one thing
with everything.
It's one thing. Look, I get that everybody is in different shapes and with their body. I get that. And if you attack somebody based on that, yeah, that's cruel. For whatever reason, people got what they got going on. But when somebody is mindful themselves, when somebody is aware themselves about what they want to do, isn't that just as bad to go, you're wrong for looking at your body, wanting to change it? I think that's just as wrong.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at Bandit, and he looks great without any clothes.
Oh, well, I didn't know I was going to look at naked pictures of Bandit. I really,
honestly, I think he just wears that all the time.
Oh, he does. Good. I'm a little worried. It was like, Bandit.
That's the After Dark version.
Yeah.
Bandit After Dark.
Yeah, it's a fine line, but I think we get a little too crazy with how we just go to the extreme and call everything the worst possible version of something when it may not be that.
It's got to be distressful to be a children's show.
Oh, it's good. Yeah, you're right, man.
The microscope that people watch. I mean, I even sometimes even my wife will be like, "Oh, we shouldn't be watching that." And I'm like, I wouldn't even realize that could have been an issue. And then she'll point out something on the show we're watching. I'm like, I mean, you bring up a good point. I guess I'm watching it through the lens of a guy in his 40s, not a child that's 3.
Well, and it's also
I got to be better about that.
Yeah, and it's also different too. I mean, just because I think that we are a lot. There were so many things that were on TV when we were kids that we're kind of just like immune to it now. Whereas like now, it's like I feel like a lot of people are looking at it differently. I don't know why. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of things went over our head. And
I watched Porky's when I was a kid. I turned out just fine.
Yeah, you may not be the best example.
Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah, right.
Oh, Ren and Stimpy. Could that? Well, I mean, yeah. Could that like, even be run at all today?
To Steve's point, though, when I was that age, it wasn't that inappropriate to me. Like, and it didn't. I didn't think it was.
How old were you?
I don't know. Probably 7 to 10.
Yeah. Oh boy, that's the age where maybe you start letting maybe you say, hey, kid, here's a little bit more. Like older stuff to watch. Whereas if you were 3 or 4, maybe Ren and Stimpy might be harsh. But I think 7 to 10 that's when you start thinking about letting a kid sort of watch a little bit more mature stuff. Like a Ren and Stimpy, not like a rated R or rated X.
I love having her at age 3. I wish I could get pause and have several years of her being a 3-year-old. It's awesome. But I'm looking forward to the day that she also agrees that watching these dumb shows of adults playing with toys on YouTube is considered good quality television because it's just mind-numbing.
And they make so much money.
Yeah.
Daddy Paw Patrol toys on YouTube.
Well, and it just gets worse. Lily's now, she doesn't watch those anymore, but now she just watches YouTube Shorts, and that's all, which is basically TikTok on YouTube.
Yeah.
But that's all she watches, and it's the worst acting. It's literally somebody with a selfie camera on acting out a scene, and they're the dumbest scenes. And it's like, why are you watching that? And she's like, because they're funny. And I'm like, I haven't heard you laugh once.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here?
Then there are times with Tatum, like she'll watch it and she's in hysterics, and I'm watching it too. I'm like, what part of this is funny? And she's howling. I'm like, man, I want to see it through your perspective just to know what. I'm not even like trying to judge because I don't even think it was a comedic moment.
Isn't it weird, man?
It's hilarious.
You'd love to be in their brain and go, what just tickled that funny mechanism of yours now?
Right, she's howling like she's hunched over the couch, just laughing like a full-on guttural belly laugh.
Oh yeah, man. Well, I don't envy you guys trying to figure out what's right and what's wrong for a child. I mean, man, it seems like it's tougher to figure that out in your generation than it was in mine.
That's why I say, like, if you're putting together these shows, like, you got to like look through everything. Like, are we potentially saying something that's going to offend a bunch of people that are going to go on social media? Because we didn't have social media back then that our parents could comment on. So, like, they got to probably be super, like, walking on eggshells when they're putting out these shows because they're like, oh, we're massively successful, but one bad episode can completely ruin this franchise.
Yeah, there's something about being overly sensitive. Not saying, where I think it's not good. I don't think it's good when somebody doesn't know how to just go, dude, that's just your problem. I see it on Facebook where people just want to post their opinions because they say I'm entitled to my opinion. And I'm like, dude, but what makes you think everybody wants to hear it?
And your opinion sucks.
Yeah, I just saw something on there where somebody said, I don't like this. And that's all they said. I find this to be the worst thing that you guys do. And it's basically, it's people that do stuff on Facebook and they do it for entertainment. And this person goes, I find this to be the worst stuff you do. That's their only statement. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what makes you think all of us want to see that, especially if all of us are actually here enjoying it's like walking into a burger joint and saying, I just want y'all to know I don't like burgers. And that's all they say. It's like, well, okay, why do we need to hear that? Just don't come into the restaurant or try something else on the menu.
I don't know, man. They're just saying.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Oh. Just saying.
And I think someone's got to really go, you have an opinion. Yes, you're entitled to it, but you're not entitled to share it with everybody without them at least getting a chance to say no. I really feel like we need to add that. You're entitled to your opinion, but not everybody else has to hear it. How about that? Changing it. New rule.
Just being honest.
Yeah. IMHO. You pick the topic. You guide the show. It's Listeners on the Loose.
You can call us. You can text us. Here's the number. Hey, we'll even take your opinions at 206-803-ROCK. Your calls, your texts. Some of them at 936 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
What you watch depends on what kind of mood you're in. Sometimes you're craving comedies like Friends or South Park, and sometimes you're more into dramas like HBO's Succession and House of the Dragon. There's also cooking shows like Chopped and Beat Bobby Flay, and even movies like The Lord of the Rings and Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Well, Max is the streaming destination that has the best of entertainment for whatever mood you're in anytime. And plans start at as little as $9.99 a month. Max, the one to watch. Subscription required. Visit Max.com.
Travel is getting way more expensive, but Lauren saved $900 on her trip to Europe with Point Me. How? With Point Me, you get 6 to 12 times the value for your credit card reward points. Visit us online at point.me to learn how. Point Me. Better flights, fewer points.
T-Mobile's network can help keep you connected to all your favorite podcasts when you're out and about. Whether you're an early bird looking to dive into a daily news podcast or a night owl who wants to catch up on the latest reality TV drama, T-Mobile will keep you connected on their strong and reliable network. T-Mobile covers more highway miles with 5G than anyone. So if you need great coverage, especially when you're on the go, check out T-Mobile. Find out more at T-Mobile.com/CY. That's SEEWHY.
If you're a contractor, it's now easier for you to do business with the Department of Labor and Industries. Go to lni.wa.gov/skip the line and make an appointment with us ahead of time. No waiting around, no wasted time away from your job site. You get in, get out, and get on your way. Easy. So contractors, just go to lni.wa.gov/skip the line to make an appointment and get back to doing what you do best.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's listeners on the loose. 206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That's the number to text. Let's go to Joe in Oak Harbor. Joe, you're on The Rock.
Hola, bitch, hola.
Hola, Joe, hola. Don't forget the men's room afternoons right here on The Rock. What you got, buddy?
So earlier you guys were, the topic was, you couldn't believe what happened to me.
What
something to that extent.
What happened to you, sir?
So back in 2001, I was going into the Home Depot in Issaquah, and I was going in, and the sheriff, Norm Charlton, was coming out packing some lumber.
Oh, no, that very, very, very famous Mariners pitcher, yeah.
Wait, you were in the locker room and you saw him packing some lumber?
Oh, hey.
He, as growing up as, baseball player all through my, youth and, all the way up, past high school a little bit, him and Nolan Ryan, the Ryan Express, biggest influences in my life. And, I sat there, talked with Charlton for like maybe 30 seconds. He gave me some time. I mean, as a pitcher, that guy was intimidating.
Yes.
So we could use him right now.
Enforcer.
Yeah,
exactly.
We could use him right now.
He was, one of the nicest guys, and, like I said, he was just down to earth and, big dude. I'm like 6'2", he's like 6'3", 6'4", and, I mean, he was just, on the field, he was a mean dude.
Dude, I remember him growing up, like, mainly, I mean, obviously with the Mariners as well, but with the Cincinnati Reds. Was it him and was it Rob Dribble?
Rob Dribble, yeah.
Those two were two badasses. Yeah. But Norm, he just looked like a guy that, like...
Yeah.
I was scared to watch him throw a ball from my TV set. Like, I couldn't even imagine being in a batter's box when he was throwing the ball.
Oh, man, dude. That's for me, that would be cool to meet any baseball player like that. That would be cool. I've had those moments, but unfortunately I've been really super awkward and it hasn't gone over well. It was, oh man, that's the trouble is when you do get to meet somebody, you hope you just don't go all fanboy and Chris Farley and just make a horrible impression.
I was recently on the Odyssey has a podcast for the Mariners called Rye Bread and Mustard, and I got to be on that recently, and I was sharing stories of the times that I used to get to meet a lot of the Mariners players when I had access to the locker room when I worked at the end, and myself and I shared the story of us bringing in a pizza and getting kicked out, and that's what subsequently got us banned from being in the locker room. But it was kind of cool to even think back of like being in the same place as like Edgar Martinez when he was still a player. And Jay Buhner was my favorite. Like, he was so cool because we were the rock station and I would hook him up with CDs, which still to this day cracks me up.
It's so funny.
Like, he wouldn't talk to any of the media, but he talked to me because I gave him once an Alice in Chains box set on CD. And I'm like, you can buy Tower Records. Like, you have all, like, at the time, that was the record store. And I was like, you have all the money in the world. Like, you don't need free CDs. But still, no matter how rich you are, freebies still make you happy.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah. You put that in his hand. He doesn't have to go get it. Doesn't have to have his assistant go get it.
Next time I would show up in the locker room and I'd make sure I'd have CDs in my pocket. And he'd just be like, what do you got? And I'm like, oh, I got this from the band Fuel. I don't know if you ever heard of them. It's like, it's so
That's
stupid.
fantastic, man.
Like, everybody else would always look at me, all the other media people, like, he's a tough egg to crack. What the hell? Like, he seems like he's like, I wouldn't say we were buddies, obviously, but he knew who I was because I was the CD hooker upper.
That's it.
I'm the CD hooker.
You are the CD hooker. You are the CD hoe, baby.
I'm the CD hoe.
Yeah. 206.
Oh, it's Rob Dibble, you perv. Someone just texted, not Rob Dribble.
Did you say Rob Dribble?
And you agreed.
I heard Dibble. I did not hear Dribble.
Because I was like, it's Dibble or Dribble. I said Dribble. Yeah, Rob Dribble.
I swore I thought you said Dibble. Isn't that weird?
I think I said Dribble.
Well, if you did, I didn't hear it very well. Rob Dribble's a better name. 206-803-ROCK. It's listeners on the loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. Call us or text us at 206-803-ROCK.
Someone to know, hey, have you guys seen the new John Wick yet?
Oh, Joey D's and I saw it on Friday.
You did see it?
Oh, yeah.
John Wick kills a lot of people, man.
Yeah, spoiler alert. I thought this was just peaceful effort.
Shocker. He does kill a lot of people. And how about I didn't realize It the Clown is in this? I had no idea that It the Clown is actually the main bad guy of John Wick. I completely didn't get that.
All right, here's my question. I obviously weren't keeping track, but just from offhand, do you think he killed more people or said words more?
Oh, I think, ooh.
Did he say more words or kill more people?
I really feel like he might have killed more people than actually words he said on the screen.
Because he's known for not really speaking much in these movies.
I think he might have killed like 2 or 3 times the amount of people that he spoke words.
Yeah.
I wonder if anyone kept track of that. Like, how many kills did he make in the new John Wick movie and how many words did he speak?
Somebody did, I don't know how many it was, but somebody did actually write down how many words he said, and it wasn't a lot.
Okay.
But I haven't seen the kill count, but I bet that's got to be out there because the kill count, like Joey D said, has got to at least be twice as higher.
Do you think he said more than 50 words?
I don't think so.
It was fewer than 400 throughout the whole chapter 4, apparently. And it's almost a 3-hour film.
Yeah, it was.
It's 380 words throughout the entire movie.
Ooh,
did he kill 380 people?
I don't know about that. It was he got up there.
Probably killed more people than sentences, he said then.
Yeah, I would say that.
Now we're stretching.
It really, it's funny. If you would ask me to say, did he say about 400 words, I would have lost that bet. It seemed like he said nothing in that whole movie.
And in one story, it says 10% of the words were spoken in the 2.5-minute trailer that we've seen.
Yeah.
And he spoke more in the trailer than he does in the first 25 minutes of the movie.
It is a very, if you like the, look, if you
is
like.
Is it violent?
Slightly.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people had problems with 2 and 3. But I think that 4 is a very well done movie. Plus, 4 sort of connects the whole thing and really goes into the world of this organization, even big time. Even though it did in 2 and 3 as well. But it's John Wick, but it's really well done. I mean, it's choreographed really well. I want to talk about one of the characters just because of the fact this actor has played a very similar character in 2 big franchises. It's hysterical.
I don't think you'd be spoiling too much if you did.
Yeah, Donnie, I forget his last name. Donnie Yen. So Donnie Yen played a blind, basically almost Jedi, but he wasn't a Jedi, but he was pretty much close to being a Jedi in Rogue One, which is a very beloved Star Wars movie. And he plays a blind guy that can kick ass in that movie, and he's a blind guy that can basically kick ass and shoot people in this movie. And you really have to stretch your imagination. Like, look, I don't care how good he is. He doesn't have Daredevil abilities, which Daredevil has heightened abilities. He's, he's kind of got special powers, whereas this guy is just a guy who's blind, and somehow he still is able to hold his own.
Strong senses.
You have to you really just have to smile and go, okay.
Well, it's John Wick. I don't really go into it hoping that it's going to be like, completely everything's authentic to like how real life would be.
I feel like they Fast and Furious a little bit where you're like, okay, wait a minute, they're going to space now. I think the blind guy being like the basically killer assassin guy.
I bet by the next John Wick he'll be able to fly.
Yeah.
And apparently, it was estimated that he killed 140 enemies in the movie all by himself.
Yeah, Johnny. Yeah,
that's a lot.
Yep.
Yeah, he did do some damage.
And if he killed 140, he led to about 1,000 people dying.
Yeah,
that's a good point. Yeah, because other people got killed by other people.
And that's the only ones we've seen. I'm sure, like, in just random times when, like, he's going to the bathroom, he probably killed somebody.
Oh, yeah.
Like
I mean, you got to have that urinal all to yourself.
Yeah, some things probably made the cutting room floor.
Very good movie, though. I think it deserves all the credit it has. I don't want to overhype it because I think some people, it'll never live up to your overhyped expectations, but it is definitely deserving of all the credit and good words been said about it.
I mean, it probably, it should be hyped up because it's getting 94% on the tomato meter and 93% on the audience score.
That's the crazy part. It's like an over-the-top action movie that critics like as well.
And it moves for the almost 3 hours.
And it's the fourth one in a series. Usually, like, the second one might be great, but then after that, it drops off.
Yeah,
it's
they
never
would get
good.
into, like, the drizzling poops category of films. Yeah.
Yeah, they brought it back, though. They really... 2 and 3 weren't super well received. I mean, they were okay received. Obviously, they got made. But
what were the Rotten Tomatoes on 2 and 3? I wonder.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Not that I personally care, but it's a good idea just to get a vibe of it.
All right, so for 3, it was 89 and 86.
That's still great.
That's good.
And then 2 was 89 and 85.
Oh wow! I don't know why people said they didn't like those. I mean, I was on the
90%er, man.
I was on the internet. Some people were like, "Yeah, those two movies." Maybe it was just the actualies because those are really good scores.
I hate to break it to you, but on the internet, people are miserable.
Oh, that's right.
So.
Yeah, well, even John Wick, the first one, was 86 and 81.
Wow, John Wick to me, the first one was great just because we had never seen anything like this.
Yeah. So.
And John Wick 4, really good. And I mean, obviously, critically and audience says best of the franchise, and I agree.
So from what I heard, he actually told them to take dialogue out of the movie. I did read that, which I think is hilarious. He's like, I don't feel like remembering these lines. Just let me kill people.
He really
this
knows.
is like the best acting gig ever.
He knows his brand.
He does. Like, he's just like, I don't need to speak. Who cares about speaking? I'm just here to murder people.
And there is an end credit scene. You have to sit through all the credits to get to it. And
is he hanging out with Spider-Man?
Well, it makes you wonder if they're going to sort of continue in a different way.
No, they've already announced that.
Oh, it's happening?
Like, I'm assuming you mean Ballerina, which is the spinoff that they've announced.
Oh, so it's the girl?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought he was going to start taking ballet classes.
Oh. No, it's going to have Ana de Armas, who was Marilyn Monroe in that one recent movie.
She's amazing.
But she's been in quite a few things.
Yeah, what is she?
Knives Out, No Time to Die.
No, I know who she is because she just hosted SNL, but she wasn't the one that was the one that they showed in the end of credits.
Okay.
So that's why I'm like, okay, I don't know what that's about.
Yeah, but no, Ballerina has been announced.
All right. I'm stoked to watch that with Tatum. I think you like ballet.
Yeah, it's not going to be the kind of ballerina you're going to want her to watch. I think people going to die.
Probably not the type of ballet movie my wife wants me to watch.
Yeah, okay, well... don't do like I did and take Joey to see Starship Troopers way too young. That was bad. A 13-year-old was banned from an amusement park for a whole year, all because of a prize claw machine. I'm going to tell you what happened at 9:52 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. A 13-year-old boy, got trapped inside a claw machine at an amusement park in Charlotte, North Carolina on Sunday. Officials say, he was trying to do what we're all trying to do, get one of the prizes, but he really wanted to steal one. He didn't want to earn it.
Well, I'm sure he tried a few times. He got sick of trying because that damn thing's impossible.
Yeah, so he got in the machine, got stuck in there, and the guys from the park are like, that's it, kid. You are banned for a year. Well, only for a year, though.
Oh, my gosh. He's fully in it.
Yeah.
It looks like he's in a dunk tank.
Wow.
They should have said you can't come out until somebody's able to claw you out.
Oh, good call.
That's the punishment.
Yeah.
Awesome. And are they going to remember he's like, you're banned for a year, but if he shows up, are they really going to know?
You always wonder about that, don't you? And I would put his picture all over the park.
Just put one of those fake mustaches on, look like a trench coat.
I'd say you could just shave his head.
Or that.
Oh, yeah, I could do that too.
Shave it to look like he's a bald man.
Yeah.
I swear I'm an old man.
Yeah.
Hello, fellow kids.
Ryan Castle, he's up next. He's got a 12-pack.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. If I file for bankruptcy, do I have to appear in court? That makes me nervous.
Going to court is never something that's easy to do. However, when you file bankruptcy, you usually only have to attend one hearing at the courthouse. Of course, I'll be there with you. And when you go to court, it's not before the judge. It's actually with the trustee or the trustee's attorney. One of the things that's critical in a bankruptcy is that you give your attorney and the court all of your information. You list all of your assets and all of your creditors. That's what we're trading for your discharge, is your true and honest disclosure of your assets and liabilities. And so the court hearing is just usually about a 5-minute deal where you show up and reaffirm and swear that all the information you've given the court and your attorney is correct.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.